to the Ad Lib Podcast. Today is episode number 82, and with me today is a very, very special guest, Mr. Ashley Peschel. Hello, Ashley. Good to have you on the show.
Hi, everyone. How you guys doing? I was getting into the jingle.
Yeah, it's a Franco composition. Franco will be joining soon.
Like on that 60s vibe. I just want to
Good day. I like it.
Get a martini. Go get me a martini.
I like it. How's it going, Ash? It's Mom. You doing good?
It's very good. As I said before, my life is crazy, but it's good. It's good to be busy. It's fun and stuff like that. Had a good weekend. Watched Deadpool already twice. So
twice in the weekend. Wow. Okay.
Already, yeah. And I'm gonna go watch it again tomorrow. So
wow.
And went down the rabbit hole a lot on Deadpool, like all the reactions and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I went a bit obsessed, but I tend to do that when I like something. I tend to get a bit too obsessed, and start just every bit of content about this thing. I'm gonna stay reading and watching and everything like that. But yeah, it's who I am.
Fair enough. By the way, Ashley, hackers today said "Mushat your job nidat an nofsa," and he said about twice. How's it going, Joe? The one and only Joe Paolella.
I'm okay. I'm just very, very tired today. I've got a serious case of the Mondays on my hands right now, but other than that, I'm all good.
But you watched Deadpool this weekend as well, Joe. So...
I did. I watched it on Friday night, but we'll get to that part later.
Yeah, definitely. Franco will be joining as well later on. And I guess it's time to introduce what we're going to be talking about. As you've probably seen from the title and from the thumbnail, obviously, most of the podcast today is going to be a review for Deadpool and Wolverine. But we do have some other very interesting stuff to talk about as well. We have some trailers to talk about. We'll just skim through those really quickly. And then we'll get into the main stuff. I'm going to start off with a quick rant about a particular trailer that released at Comic-Con, which is a Star Trek Section 31. After that, we are going to have a look at a new Transformers 1 trailer, which looks a bit better than the first trailer. We'll talk about that later on as well. We've got...
Definitely talk about that because I'm a big Transformer fan.
Yes, I know, Ash. After that, we're going to have a look at a Peacock series. It's a horror series called Teacup. We got a teaser for that. Looks very interesting. Rings of Power. That should be an interesting discussion. We have a massive, like almost 4-minute trailer for Rings of Power Season 2. After that, then, we'll get into a small discussion about is The Boys turning into the MCU with another prequel called Vought Rising. We'll discuss that. We've got a new clip from The Crow, which we can have a look at, see if the vibes are a bit better than the trailers we've had so far. I think it's been one trailer only so far from The Crow, right? Which I'd say mixed reactions would be putting it very positively. I think not really mixed. I think it's mostly negative. A teaser for Creature Commandos, which looks very interesting. We'll discuss that later on as well. Like a Dragon Yakuza. You're going to have to help me there, guys, because I've never played any of these games.
I've never played them either.
I haven't either.
Shit. Maybe Franco.
Yeah, Franco is our resident gamer, to be fair. Like, the guy is never not playing a game. So,
the Penguin. We have a new Penguin trailer, which looks fucking great. We're going to have a look as well at Giancarlo Esposito's character in Captain America Brave New World, which I believe is the next Marvel film, right? That would be the next Marvel film, Captain America Brave New World, now after Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes, it is.
It is. Footage from Thunderbolts, which so far I've been very negative about, but we'll see. Fantastic Four. We have the full title for Fantastic Four. We'll talk about that as well. And finally, the Avengers movies. We have 2 big Avengers movies coming up. And also we've got Robert Downey Jr. no longer being an ass towards Robert Oppenheimer, but this time being an ass towards the Avengers. as Doctor Doom. We'll discuss that later on as well. So that is the plan for today, viewers and listeners. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got how many? 10 viewers right now. Good to have you all here. Oh shit, that's a lot of chat activity. I'm not going to keep up with all the chats, definitely. But yes, hackers today. This is live, my friend. Definitely live. We've been doing it live for quite a while now, Joe. It's been like a few months now. We've been doing it live.
I'd say easily 6 months.
Yeah, we've been doing it live for around 6 months. I enjoy doing it live. Obviously, I avoid the hassle of all the editing, which Ashley definitely knows. Ashley definitely knows what that means, right, Ash?
Yes, it's driving me crazy.
Yeah, I don't have time to edit. Hello, Yella. Good to have you on. Just tuning in from sunny London, as always.
Nice.
So, guys, let's get into it. Let me start off with Ashley. Ashley, how has your week been so far? Have you watched anything else apart from Deadpool and Wolverine?
To be honest, not really. No, I've watched Deadpool and Wolverine, and then mostly over the weekend. I've been doing a lot of content, so I've been really busy. Editing the podcast, as you just mentioned, takes up a lot of my time. And then at the evening, I'm just watching, which is kind of strange, but I'm rewatching Once Upon a Time, the old TV series, ABC TV series, with my daughter. So basically, we started it, and like we're watching it all through, because we tend to do that. I tend to get these old series, which now she can start to enjoy. And we had watched Buffy all together. We'd watched Angel together. So now we're on Once Upon a Time. So every day, basically, that's what we watch in the evening and stuff like that. There are a lot of things. I'm trying to watch The Boys and House of Dragon, but I'm about 3 episodes behind on The Boys is finished, but I'm on 2 episodes behind on that. So I managed to watch another few episodes of that. And House of Dragons, and last 2 episodes I'm behind. I was being really good, like I was watching it as it came out, but then something came up and then I missed, and I missed 2 weeks. So now I need to catch up on that. But I really enjoyed it. I don't know if it went shit in the last 2 episodes, but up to the fourth episodes, it was really good. Okay. All right. It didn't go shit. I'm not watching it.
No, it didn't go shit. It's not as good as the previous episode, especially episode 4 was crazy good. You watched the dragon battle, right?
Yes. That was amazing. Yeah.
That was the best episode. But apart from that, like the past couple of episodes have been a bit on the slower side of things. It's been a bit of a struggle, to be honest. The last episode, to be fair, was a bit better, because episode 5 was more on the people coming to terms with what happened in the massive Rook's Rest battle and the whole dragon battle and so on. So there's that. And then episode 6 was, lots of scheming, but it's not smart scheming. I feel like it's lost a bit of that, smart.
Because it was quite smart at the first season and all that. I hope it doesn't go down like Game of Thrones last season, which actually turned everyone stupid.
Well, apparently episode 7 was amazing, at least from the few reactions I've seen on Twitter.
Okay.
So I haven't watched it. I haven't had the time. So episode 7 was the best episode of the season, according to a lot of people. So there's that.
So, yeah. Oh, good.
Anything else, Ash?
No, Once Upon a Time in The Boys, Once Upon a Time, House of Dragon, The Boys, and of course, as I said, Deadpool. I think that's what I've been doing, apart from editing and and editing. And we did a couple of videos about Deadpool, actually, because I met the Maltese, Chris, who does the Deadpool cosplay. He does a really, really good Deadpool cosplay. Me and him, we did a couple of parody videos, and it was fun. So I like that.
He was at Eden, right?
Yeah, he was at the premiere, and that's not that. I actually went to the midnight premiere as well, Deadpool. So that was an experience as well. We'll get into that later on.
Yeah, definitely. Joe, there's a big clamor in the chat. Everyone wants to know your surname.
My surname?
Yes.
My surname is Paolella.
Paolella.
Paolella. If you want to know how to spell it.
There we go.
If you want to go to my YouTube channel, it's Joe Paolella Film.
Yes.
Exactly. Plug for myself.
There we go. Now, applause. Let's go.
And Ashley, since we're plugging stuff, go for it.
Obviously, you can follow me on social medias everywhere, like as Ashley Special, or you can follow our Multipop, which is our podcast where we talk about geek stuff. We we get guests over and we talk like about movies, TV shows, video games, anime. Next episode comes out on Wednesday, and we've got Jean, who you actually saw his short movie, which was I forgot. He's gonna kill me. The Trap. No, what was it called?
Oh shit!
What's his name? What's it? The Ambush.
The Ambush.
And we got into how he made it, sort of like this, all the nitty gritties, a few of more information about behind the scenes, which was, I learned a lot of shit which I didn't know. Obviously, it's impressive the amount of work he did to make this movie, especially for like a short film festival. And his next movie seems to be going bigger and bigger and bigger. And it was interesting because if anyone's interested in entering these competitions, he gave a lot of ideas how to get about it and what to do and what to do that. So it's a very interesting show on Wednesday. And also he's really fun because we were bantering left, right, and center. We were talking about teching as well, other stuff. We mentioned The Crow as well. So yeah, it was a good show. It's a good show. Coming up.
Speaking of
John's a great guy.
Speaking of things I didn't know, by the way, Ashley was also one of the pioneers of the Maltese graphic novel. That's why it took long to come in, because I was trying. I had your copy of Steam.
You did?
Guys, yes. I think I sold it. I don't know if it wasn't.
You sold it.
I'm sorry. I don't think if it was one part of the collection when we did the advert, Joe. But I was like frantically, shit, wait, there's Steam. Speaking of comics. But Ashley is the pioneer here, so
yeah, it was a couple of years ago. We've been like 7. In fact, I don't want to mention it because the artist, because I was the writer basically, and the artist is basically, I'm not actually talking to him at the moment because I'm fighting with him or anything, because I know as soon as I talk to him, he's going to say, where the fuck is the script? He's supposed to be finish it, and it's been like 7 years to make a sequel. And I got sidetracked with TikTok, social media, podcasts and everything else. And
COVID happened basically.
Yeah, I totally forgot I was supposed to write a sequel to a graphic novel,
No, well, there's that. I mean, at the end of the day, I sold it. So I was like, where is it? Hello, guys, by the way. Sorry for the late.
Hey, Frank.
All right, Franco, how's it going?
Yeah. Watched Deadpool today, which is going to be very interesting later.
Spicy discussion.
By the way, spoilers ahead, right?
Later on. We'll do a spoiler-free review and then a spoiler-filled review as well.
Awesome.
Let's get into it, Mela. We can start off actually by talking about our first topic because we have so much to talk about today. We didn't really have time for the usual introduction, but I'm just going to mention this. There was a trailer for a James Mangold film. Just going to mention it because I know viewers will probably be big fans of this. Basically, it's a Bob Dylan biopic directed by James Mangold, and it's Timothée Chalamet, who is doing all the singing as well. I don't know if you guys watched the trailer.
I noticed.
It's okay.
It sounded like Timothy was singing.
Yes, it does sound like Timothée. Franco, you watched the trailer? I don't know if you want to comment about it.
The period production looks amazing. Again, I haven't seen Walk the Line, but it
Very
was see exactly. So I know that I've heard good things about it, and Joe just confirmed it. No, I like the way it looks. Did he also do something, James Mangold, recently, with also a period piece with Anthony Hopkins, if I'm not
James
mistaken?
Mangold period piece.
Most recent from Mangold was Indiana Jones.
He had Indiana Jones, Logan, and Ford v Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the most recent ones he's had.
But here, if I'm not mistaken, Anthony Hopkins was the grandpa in this movie. Anyway, you can continue. I will find it while you're talking about this. By the way.
You're not thinking of James Gray?
Yes, sorry. Yeah, I got
Armageddon Time, no?
Armageddon Time. Sorry, yes, I got confused. Sorry. Yeah. So, forget I ever said this. You didn't see anything.
By the way, Maltese Montana, we're going to get into the Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom stuff later on. Very soon we're going to talk about all the big Comic-Con stuff later on. All right, so that's the first trailer I wanted to get into. Second trailer I want to skim through really quickly as well is a Borderlands trailer. Now, we already reacted to the first trailer. This is, I believe, the final trailer. I watched it again. It looks very much like Guardians of the Galaxy Light.
I think that's what what they're aiming for, to be honest. To be honest, I've played one of the games. I haven't played, like, I'm not a big, like, obsessed with Borderlands. I played one of the games, and honestly, some of the casting doesn't look right. Like Kate Blanchett, I don't think suits the character that she's playing. Or Kevin Hart definitely doesn't suit the character he's playing. But it looks fun. It's a film that I will watch, because you know me, that's sort of my style of film. But I'm not expecting anything like amazing from it. It looks like one of these. Lately, video game movies have been improving a lot, and it looks like back to a couple of years ago when they used to be like crap. So that's what I'm worried about. It looks like it's going to be pretty, shallow and just like okay.
Sorry,
sorry,
guys.
Franco, one second, Franco. Hackers today, behave, please, because you're going to get a break in, huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say shut the fuck up, and I don't care if you're a kid or not, or we're gonna kick you out. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
What's he saying?
no, he's just spamming the chat. So sit the fuck still, bro. And I'm not your teacher, so
it's gonna be a long show. So relax.
Yes, sorry. Good. Hackers today.
I don't know if anyone else.
So I can.
I don't know if anyone else wants to comment about the Borderlands trailer.
I didn't even know it existed.
Meh.
So very
glad. It is Eli Roth, though, which depends on your point of view of Eli Roth.
we might be in for a. I think we might be in for a for a surprise. But let's not count our chickens, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next up, Joker 2, new trailer. I had a look at the trailer. I think it looks fantastic. I think visually, it's really impressive stuff. Joe might disagree. What do you think, Joe?
No, I mean, visually, yes, it does look good. I don't know what this film is still.
I was gonna say same thing as Joe. I cannot see the point of this film. I don't know why. I like the first Joker film. I enjoyed. I loved it. I thought it was great. One of the best of that year. But this, I cannot get hyped about it at all. I can't understand the musical elements. I can't understand what's going on. Harley Quinn, they changed totally. Okay, most characters, they do change stuff. And I'm not really one of these ones that they have to be pure, the pure character. But, they changed everything.
But this is the other world's version of Joker as well, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels weird. I don't know what a Harley Quinn and Joker do in this world that they're going to be in, because normally they're going on these big crime escapades, and so far this film doesn't seem like that. It feels like a lot of talk shows and then judge and jury trials
stuff like that,
and a bit of romance and stuff. So I don't know.
By the way, was that not Alan Partridge? What's his name? Steve Coogan.
Steve Coogan, yeah.
Oh, okay. He's being a journalist. All right. I like him.
I like Steve Coogan a lot. Very good actor.
And no, about this, yes, it looks nice, and most probably it's look, I think this is Todd. I haven't seen
Todd Phillips.
Todd Phillips. This is Todd Phillips again.
Yes.
So I think he's trying to kiss Martin Scorsese's ass again. So it's
pretty much.
Pretty much he did in the first Joker film. It was baby's first Scorsese. So,
but I have to say again, visually, it's a very refreshing film because the lighting is really on point.
The light. You compare it to other superhero films as well, although this is definitely not a superhero film. It's definitely very different in impression.
superhero film are you talking about, Joe?
I don't know. All the ones that look exactly the fucking same, maybe.
Actually has opinions too.
Wait. We have time.
Exactly.
We have a whole hour for that. We have a whole hour for that. Don't worry. We have a whole hour.
We're 20 minutes in. We cannot stop this now.
We have a whole hour for that, guys. We have a whole hour for that. And that's why Ashley is here. Ashley brings a different perspective to this discussion.
I swear
Which is
this is
perfect.
water. This is water, not vodka. I swear.
By the way, hackers today, we're going to get into the good question. We're going to get into Avengers Doomsday a little later on because we're going to go through all the Comic-Con stuff. This is obviously one of
Oh my
those.
God.
But that's a very good question, hackers today. Big improvement. I like to see improvement. Now, next up, Star Trek. Now, as some of our regular viewers might know, I'm not the biggest Star Trek fan. I mean, I love the original series. I adore the original series. Most of the modern stuff I haven't really checked out because, you know, it doesn't really match up to what in my opinion, is Star Trek. But, you know, I was like, oh, it's a new film. And I'm just going to play the first 4 seconds so that YouTube won't block us. Just the first 4 seconds. I don't think we have sound. 1 second, let me add sound. Yeah. Because the sound is very important to this. Here it is.
Okay, ladies, now let's get information. I say.
So that's the first 4 seconds of the trailer. I don't think I really need to play more than that, to be honest. Sorry for headphone users, by the way. The sound was a bit too high. I don't think I really need to play more than that because visually, none of this
Looks like Star Trek.
represents what at least I think is Star Trek.
Looks like cyberpunk.
It's
Uh-huh.
I love Michelle Yeoh. I adore Michelle Yeoh, but this is not Star Trek. Ash, I don't know if you want to add something.
No, as I said, when we were discussing before, it looks like a one of these, you know, cosmic science fiction adventure movies, which has nothing to do with Star Trek. You couldn't even tell it's a Star Trek movie until you see Star Trek at the end. Man.
What the Acolyte is that filming? Sorry.
True.
La la.
You won't know it's Star Trek till the whole logo comes up.
Look at that,
This stuff is not Star Trek. I'm sorry to be a purist, but I mean, for me, Star Trek will always be the original series. I think
Seems
the
like,
original series is perfection.
and they're also using this. Wasn't this the Blade Runner set?
I was gonna say it looks exactly like it.
Yeah, 2049. The Blade Runner 2049 set,
Yeah.
where Harrison Ford and Ryan Gosling just hit it out.
Yeah, but there's the Elvis hologram.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's but Blade Runner isn't Paramount, no, or is it Paramount?
No,
No, I don't
not
think
this
so.
one.
No.
They
it's
can
not.
choose the set probably.
This is weird. This is a weird one. I don't know what Paramount Plus are going for here.
Looks like a
I
Fifth
really-
Element.
Yeah,
But Fifth Element, where's its camp on its sleeve? This is like Star Trek. You don't expect. Maybe recently, I know that the last season there was some campy moments where they were in a planet where they couldn't stop singing. Basically, that was the whole vibe. But wow, who has a Ferrari? Or
that's the people driving down my street.
okay.
No, it
Anyways.
looks weird. It looks weird.
Yeah,
No, it doesn't
looks
look like
very
Star
weird.
Trek. Not like
Yep.
Star Trek.
And the fact that we've still got Alex Kurtzman doing Star Trek stuff breaks my heart. Absolutely breaks my heart because it's just everything that has been released, minus I've heard that Picard Season 3 was very good. That was good. But apart from that, apart from Picard Season 3, everything else has been an absolute disaster. Anyways, let's get into our first main topic for the day. By the way, Ash, Hackers Today told you
Atlu bullshit, ma jistax ikun.
I've seen Ash in action with kids, and because once you remember,
That sounds
Ash, when I
bad.
had
That
brought-
sounds bad.
No.
Wait, we already have this discussion with another podcast.
Let me rephrase. Well, what was that? What that was? Madonna.
I think.
I forgot what that was. I forgot what event it was, but we took our students to an event, and
Oh yeah, the
I
book
saw
fair,
you
probably at the
interact.
book fair.
Yeah, the book fair, yes,
Yes,
the book fair, exactly. And I saw you interact with the kids, and you were very, very, very nice. Bay Street on that toys.
If I did, then I'm sorry. Honestly, I find it hard to believe. Easter connectable of Sonoga, I find it hard to believe. Ash, I take so many pictures with people, and I really never say no. Ash, I know what it's like. Ash, one time I was in the UK, true story, and because I go to book fairs and stuff like overseas, and there was this author. Now, if anyone in Malta no one would know him, but because I like his books, and I wanted to go have a photo with him, and he said no, and he just like brushed me off, and like that feeling is shit. So I would never do that to anyone, because I know how it would be. Basically, after that day, I didn't read the book any more of his books. Basically, fuck off. so I would never do that, if I did it, sorry.
The Witcher's author, The Witcher.
No. It was just like an author, and it was weird, So that's why I would never do that, because I find it offensive. Like college people, they want a video with you, signali, you're doing something they enjoy. Why not just, it's gonna take 2 seconds. Yeah.
And celebrities are humans too. Sometimes they feel tired. And you're already tiring me, hackers today. Oh no, but
Stop yapping, get the up for Fortnite. I hope you lose.
I'm going to stream snipe you, hackers, today. I'm going to log up Fortnite and headshot you. I haven't played Fortnite in years.
I don't think I've ever played Fortnite.
Never. That's right.
Never.
I think I played
Not even in
twice.
its peak. In its peak.
I think in its early days, I played it maybe twice, but I was just like, this is not for me.
I play always. I play.
You're the resident gamer. That's why.
Yeah, I'm the gamer, the podcast gamer.
You know what we haven't reacted to? Maybe hopefully some new gameplay comes out. The new Star Wars game, Outlaws.
We talked about it a couple of weeks back.
Looks shit, man. Those explosions look horrible. Sorry.
It's Ubisoft. What were we expecting?
But this was online. No, the online is Old Republic.
No. It's an open world. It's an open world game. Jeez. Let's move on. So, viewers and listeners in the chat, by the way, if you're enjoying the podcast, please make sure to leave a like if you have not done so already. We're going to get into the main Comic-Con stuff now. So obviously we're going to talk about all the Avengers stuff, Robert Downey Jr. and Doctor Doom, Transformers coming up very soon, and lots more exciting stuff. So don't forget to leave a like, and let's get into Ash. This is your time to shine. I'm not the biggest Transformers fan. Transformers 1. So one of the major panels for Thursday, July 25th of SDCC was for the upcoming animated movie Transformers 1 panel. 3 clips of the new film were revealed, as well as a trailer. You had a look at the trailer, Ash. What did you think?
It's better than the first trailer, for sure, because the first trailer I thought was terrible. The first trailer I thought it looked way too for kids, like it was they dumbed it down so much. I really didn't enjoy it at all. This trailer, they at least showed that there will be some conflict at the end, and they will be, Megatron will be turning over to the dark side, and that because I was worried that it was going to be the whole film and they would just be friends. But at least it shows you that there is going to be movement, that he's going to, halfway or who knows, maybe the last quarter, and that he'll turn evil. But still, I've read a lot of Transformers stuff. I've played the games. I've done that and that. I've read the comics, and the story of how Megatron usually becomes Megatron and how Optimus becomes Optimus is completely different, usually. And it seems like it's very, very, very targeted at kids. Now, I know the movies are targeted at kids and stuff like that, but this is targeted at low age. It's sort of like Teenage Mutant Ninja, the Mutant Mayhem of last year. That's that was really aimed at kids, not at teenagers or things like that. That was proper aimed as kids. I still enjoyed it, but it showed that it was targeted as kids, and I think they're basically doing the same thing for Transformers with this one.
Me and Franco had a really good time watching Teenage Mutant Mayhem.
No, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I just it was way too for kids, basically. You know, I maybe
Yes.
I wanted something more, but I can't complain because next year or the year after we're getting the Last Ronin, which is going to be an adult version.
I was going to mention that. By the way, if I may ask, maybe it's a quick tangent. Since you are you a comic book purist as far as storylines go? Or
No, I don't mind. No. Like even like the Marvel and things like that. I don't mind changes. It's just when they changed it too much that it looks way too for kids. If you're getting more, you know, I can understand where they went for a different dynamic because, you know, maybe the movies are for the adult fans and things like that. But when I wanted to see the story of how Optimus Prime became like that, I was hoping that it would be, you know, and it's the first animated movie, so there won't be any annoying humans in it and that. I was hoping for something maybe a bit more, you know, dark, a bit more serious than it's looking, you know. But the second trailer did have more serious moments than in the first one. The first trailer made it look so bad that it was just a pure comedy, slapstick, total disaster. This one, they gave it a bit more seriousness. But I'm, you know, I probably watch it, but this is probably the first Transformer franchise movie, whatever, that I'm not excited for. Let's put it that way.
Good stuff.
Okay.
Good stuff. Joe, don't know if you want to add anything to Transformers.
I haven't seen the trailer. I'm not crazy about Transformers. I never was as a kid, so I don't really have all that much to say.
This is a trailer for the new line of toys coming after the movie, basically.
That's always been. Even the 1986 movie, they killed Optimus Prime because they made a whole new franchise of toys.
Design. Aye.
I think the animation doesn't look like, considering the kind of animated stuff we got this year and last year, comparing this to Inside Out 2, comparing this to the Spider-Man
it looks like
animated.
Made for TV. It looks like it's made for TV.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing.
Speaking of, but later on.
However, I must mention that the first reactions to this, including a reaction that I saw from Matt Negley, I believe his surname is Matt Negley, I think. He's quite popular with like Film Bros and Letterboxd and whatnot. Was very positive. He's very, very, very positive about it. And he said himself, he was like, I can't even believe I'm tweeting this, but I'm actually really, really enjoyed Transformers 1. So,
Okay.
maybe. And he said the trailers did not do it justice at all.
Okay, so that's maybe it.
There's that. So I don't know. Again, obviously sometimes reviewers don't always get it right.
They
but
get that
please-
money. They get that money, you know. So.
I don't think Matt is one of those, though, because Matt tends to be quite negative with regard to the, you know,
Franchises.
Marvel stuff and franchise and so on. So the fact that he was positive about this is a good sign. Next up is an interesting one. Now, this is, you know, a really, 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 really small teaser. Like literally all we got was this. This pretty much, this is the whole teaser, basically. Not even worth showing the teaser. But the concept itself sounds very interesting. So here it is. Peacock's teaser and launch date for horror series Teacup. On Thursday evening, a teaser for Teacup was released. We also got an official release date for the horror drama series on Peacock, October 10. The official synopsis for the series reads as follows. Trapped on a farm in rural Georgia, a group of neighbors must put aside their differences and unite in the face of a mysterious and deadly threat. James Wan and Ian McCulloch will be serving as executive producers on the series. The show stars Yvonne Strahovski, Scott Speedman, Chask Spencer, and Boris McGyver. The series is inspired by the 1988 novel Stinger by Robert McCammon. Guys, don't know if you had a look at the teaser. It's this is pretty much the teaser.
Yeah, the teaser shows nothing basically, but it did. The teaser shows nothing, but it did get me. It did make me go on to go have a look what the synopsis was about. So it did its job basically, you know. So I was intrigued a little bit, but still, even the basic. All the information is just that one sentence. So there's really nothing else. I saw some photos on IBDM, But still, it seems interesting. Again, it's probably not my cup of tea because I'm, not my teacup. Because I'm not a horror fan, so But
That's true.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I'm not a horror fan. I get scared very easily with horror movies.
So we won't see you for Long Legs.
No. Then again, that's more of a thriller, though.
What do you say, Joe?
Joe can comment about that.
I suppose it is, but it's a deeply unsettling film.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm going to be there, so yeah,
Nice.
that'll be Friday, right? That's a Friday.
Friday, August 8th. Yep.
Yes. Nice. Looking forward to that.
With our resident festival maker Bruce Californo.
Yeah, he invited me, but I told him, if, horror movies. I mean,
It's Insa, bro.
it's why I haven't entered his competition because I just can't do horror.
No, we should try it, horror. Hackers today has become hackers tomorrow. He is a bot. Confirmed.
Confirmed. Yeah, this looks interesting. I like the design. I want to see this in the series now. I'll be very upset if I don't see this creature in the series.
It's reminding me of another monster from another movie, which unfortunately was spoiled for me. But I won't say, though. I won't spoil it for other people as well.
Moving on. Oh no. Okay, here we go.
I
Now
thought
this is
that's
where
right.
stuff starts to get spicy. So, Rings of Power Season 2 trailer. So, Prime Video released a massive trailer. Basically, I think it was, 4 minutes long? 3 minutes, 52 seconds long. It never ends. Basically 4 minutes, yeah. And apparently the first 3 episodes will be launched on August 29. So actually, in 1 month's time. Ash, I wanted to ask you, did you watch season 1 of Rings of Power?
No, I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan. Even the
Good on you
movies
for not watching it.
I've seen the first, like the original trilogy. I saw them both all in the movies. Even went to the premieres and all that. But that's the only time I've actually seen them. I'm not a fan of those things. Like, I admit they're good films, but they're not something I'm gonna watch again and again and again, like most people. Because I have friends who are obsessed and they see them every year, and I cannot watch them again.
Like me. I do that. I love the Lord of the Rings films. Hobbit, not so much, but the Lord of the Rings stuff Lord of the Rings is just so good. It's like up there with my all-time favorite films. I mean, it's in my top 4 letterbox, so there's that. Joe, I don't know if you had a look at the trailer.
I didn't. I'm a bit out of the loop on Comic-Con stuff. Kind of like after the Robert Downey Jr. stuff came out, I'm like, okay, I'm checking out of Comic-Con for the weekend. So no, I didn't know the trailer came out. I thought what we saw on the first trailer looked better than what we got in season 1. Listeners of this show will know that I was much more on the positive side than other people on this podcast when it came to season 1. I thought it did have some very big issues, but I thought it got better as it went on. And I'm willing to give season 2 another chance because I, like Andrea, love The Lord of the Rings. I rewatch those films probably multiple times a year. They're kind of like a go-to when I have nothing to watch. I go, you know what, I'll just throw on The Lord of the Rings again.
Yep. It's the problem, and so Joe already knows what I'm going to say. The problem is it just does not feel like Lord of the Rings, what I got from season 1 of Rings of Power.
It looks too polished.
I'm not saying it. You're actually saying it.
Like as I said, I have only watched the films, but I've seen clips and that. But when I see the clips of this new one, the Ring of Power, that's why I said it just looks like too bright, too, I don't know. It doesn't feel like proper Lord of the Rings, and that's from someone who's not a fan of it.
Actually saying it, not me.
In defense of that, at this period in the Lord of the Rings, evil is not meant to be like a big, widespread thing. It's meant to be, for lack of a better term, a much cleaner time in Middle Earth.
Okay, so it could be.
I mean, fair enough. But again, the aesthetics just didn't do it for me. And when the aesthetics is probably the best part about it, to be honest, because to be perfectly honest, the CGI was pretty incredible for a series. I mean, obviously, it's
spent a
Amazon
lot of
and
money on
Amazon
this.
spent a shit ton of money on this show. Shit ton of money.
When you got Big Daddy Jeff funding it, you can do whatever you want.
Yep. I'm gonna be honest. I watched the trailer for this trailer. I wasn't very positive about the first trailer. I thought the first trailer looked very Avengers-like, with the whole Avengers, even the elves shot as well, with all the elves
What's wrong
pulling
with that?
the bow and. There's a difference actually between Lord of the Rings and the Avengers.
Yeah.
There is space for the Avengers. I don't know if, no, it's not this one, but there is one scene in the first trailer, I think it was in this trailer as well, where the camera kind of like pans.
Well, there's the
past
hero
all the elves,
pan, yeah.
The hero
Yeah.
pan. And
Like a
it's
classic
just
camera
not-
move.
It just does not feel like Lord of the Rings. At the
But
same time,
Is it meant to, though?
I mean, it's in the title, Lord of the Rings. The Rings
Yes,
of Power.
obviously, because it's taking a massive intellectual property, but it is also its own thing set in a different age, thousands of. I mean, I don't know how many.
Like
thousands
it's
years
not based on
before.
any books, is it? It's not based on.
It
any
is.
No, it's
on
not. It's
the
it's
No,
based
no.
on
prefaces.
it's based on no, exactly. They're not books. It's based on a couple of fucking sentences.
It's,
Alright.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Prefaces in the books, in the
Yeah,
Silmarillion.
on tiny excerpts here and there. That's why they kind of have quite a bit of freedom to do what they want.
Yes, but even there's small stuff like, for example, the Barrow Whites. So why do the Barrow Whites appear in the second age? They shouldn't be appearing in the second age. That's just one thing I'm going to mention.
So you're getting all nerdy.
There's not necessarily something saying that they weren't in the second age.
Oh. They're not mentioned. Let's put it that way.
But nothing is mentioned about the second age. This is what I think fandoms as a whole, and especially the Lord of the Rings fandom, kind of have to fucking let go of sometimes. You know, just because something isn't explicitly stated doesn't mean it wasn't and can't be there. It's not like what the Acolyte did, where it is stated in Star Wars Episode 1 that the Sith have not been seen for 1,000 years, but then the Acolyte is bringing them in a couple of hundred years before that. You know, that
Even
breaks
this,
canon.
for example, this scene really upset me because the orcs in Lord of the Rings, you can see they're formed up into a formation. What the hell is this? This is, I mean, they're like,
Yeah, but these are like the first orcs they've ever seen.
Yeah, they're stupid, you know.
They're not organized. They've been orcs for like a couple of months. They haven't been orcs for. A
It
couple
isn't
of
on the menu.
years.
I don't know. Oh, and they're doing the whole Rohirrim charge. No way. No
Okay,
way.
if we're gonna say that that's a Rohirrim charge, then no one is allowed to charge on horseback in a film. I'm sorry.
You know what they're trying to do there.
Yes,
in the
but
trailer.
okay, but that scene to me that looks pretty fucking cool, and yes, it does make me think of the Rohirrim charge. But yes, do your own thing, expand the world. What the main thing I want from this season is better, more consistent writing, because that was the biggest problem with the first.
Yes. I would completely agree on that. The writing in season 1 was dreadful at times. Give me the meat and give it to me
All
raw.
over the place.
Man, that line, I was going to stop the show when that line came up. Give me the meat and give it to me raw. And to be fair, that dynamic was actually the best dynamic of the whole show, in my opinion. I think that's the best thing of the whole show. I really did not like Galadriel. Unfortunately, I think
Well, that's because you're a toxic male and you hate female heroes.
fantastic actress. I think she was. She's a fantastic actress. I don't think she got the character, though. I don't think she really understood the character. What do you think, Joe, about that?
I'm gonna give you the most annoying statement in the world of we don't know what that Galadriel is like at that period in time, because the Galadriel we know from the Lord of the Rings is a couple thousand years older, so things change.
She's young, she's rebellious, yeah, you know.
Yeah, she didn't have a bad bitch face. Let her be a bad bitch for a change.
Girl boss. And I love my girl bosses. I love my girl bosses.
I mean, we established that you hate strong female characters many episodes.
No, I don't. What?
If anything, you hate strong female characters.
Why?
Joe. Immaculate.
That is
How
not a
the
strong-
tables have turned.
That is not a
How
strong
the
female
tables
character.
have turned.
And actually, if Immaculate was more like it was in the last 20 minutes, I would have backed that film to the fucking fires of Mordor, for lack of a better metaphor.
Franco, I don't know if you want to add anything to the whole Rings of Power discussion.
No, I'm with Ashley here. I'm not really into. I saw the original trilogy, and I'm not really interested to watch the series now.
Fair enough. By the way, Joe, Dunmikil Sherry, who I believe is another version of the hackers yesterday bot.
Yes, we have multiverse hackers coming. Sorry, so we
It's
have
like,
to.
oh, I was going to say spoiler. Oof, that was close. I was going to mention something at the end of the film.
Yeah, we have to close the portal anyway.
Yeah. Next up, Ashley, you said you watched The Boys, right?
I'm not up to date with it, but I watched The Boys. Yes.
Which season have you watched?
No, I'm watching this season.
Okay.
I've got the last 2 episodes left.
Okay, so we've met these characters,
Yes,
Soldier Boy and Stormfront.
I can't understand. This is my personal opinion. Now, this is something you guys might think is, annoying, but I really hate prequels. I've said it on my podcast. I said it everywhere.
Yes.
I hate prequels. I don't like them. I find no joy in them, because one of the biggest things I find is, that the character is either going to die in the future or something like that. So a lot of tension from what could happen or what that, is taken away from me. And, I've never found prequels enjoyable on that. I can't think of one prequel which I've really liked, or really was looking forward to. And this for me, what the fuck? Who cares about this?
Maybe House of the Dragon.
But that's because the characters, I don't actually know who they are. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
Like, I didn't know the history of them. They were never mentioned, not by name. Or even if they said their name, you wouldn't remember it because they all sound the same, their names. So, I don't know who's who on that. So that's the only prequel. But again, because I'm not seeing it as a prequel, I'm just seeing it as a history of there.
Fair enough.
Although I do know that the dragons are all going to die. So that's,
Last time I spoiled it to a friend. I'm like, you've watched Game of Thrones. You've literally heard what happens in when Stannis speaks to his daughter. The daughter, Stannis' daughter, literally says what happens in the Dance of Dragons. And in Game of Thrones, there are no dragons. So what do you think is going to happen to the dragons?
The dragons all die.
The Dance of Dragons. They're all going to die. It's not a spoiler. But anyways, Joe, Vought Rising, Soldier Boy. So you haven't watched The Boys, right? By the way,
Nope.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Boys is
Zero opinions.
Yeah. And Franco, you haven't watched The Boys either, right?
I've watched the first season. I have to continue the second season. I'm really not good with TV series, but I'm gonna say something, and hopefully it's gonna be spicy. I think this is what Deadpool should have been all about, and it's like they took what Deadpool did and they made it better. Tell me if I'm wrong.
This is more focused, I believe, around the company Vought. Literally Vought Rising, right? And I think it's the period piece element of it really interests me, because that's going to be fascinating to see superheroes in basically 74 years in the past. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. Soldier Boy is, in my opinion, one of the best characters in The Boys. Stormfront was also a very entertaining character to see. So I think it sounds good.
It might be to be honest, Gen V. I actually enjoyed Gen V, but again, that was so far the track record is good. The series that they've done, so I don't think it will be crap. It's just I have no interest in it. But then again, as I said, since I do like The Boys and have enjoyed Gen V, I probably will watch it. I've also heard they're doing The Boys Mexico. Have you heard about that as well?
Yes, they are. So,
but now they're getting too many. No, I think
that's the thing.
Milking the franchise. It's all about franchises and IP.
So we've got The Boys presents Diabolical, which is an animated series. Obviously, Gen V Season 2. There's The Boys Mexico. Plans also in place for The Boys Mexico. Obviously, The Boys Season 5 coming out.
That's the last one, though.
As well, which will be the last season of that. So, I mean, people watch The Boys, and every season the viewership goes up by like 20-25%. So
Okay.
they're doing something right.
This season went down 25%.
No, it went up. No, it went up.
Oh, no,
This season went up.
I think
No,
the
no, no.
ratings went down.
The reviews were a bit more negative compared to
Yes.
season 3, which was insanely good. Season 4 were a bit more mixed. Just me, myself, I was a bit more mixed. What were we saying? Oh, I wanted to read a comment. There was a question about the Deep or Aquaman.
Wait, don't answer. Ban him. Don't answer. Ban him.
I still think Homelander is one of the best characters ever made, though.
No, Homelander and Anthony Starr, match made in heaven. So yes, Aquaman.
Because even in season 4, which I admit it's not the best season it was, it's still when he's on screen, it's just you get goosebumps. You don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. He's that menacing.
Yep. Next up, we got a new clip from The Crow.
This
Ash,
sucks.
you had commented.
Okay, so basically, I'm not excited about this film, to be honest, because I'm not one. Again, I'm not a person who really is like a purist when it comes, so I don't really mind remakes and things like that. But at least if The Crow, there's a number of comics called The Crow. They could have got any character from other comics. They didn't have to make it the same character as the Brandon Lee one, and then change everything. And this clip just shows how bad it's going to be, in my opinion. First of all, it's a rip-off of Deadpool, the original Deadpool, the fight in the car. Deadpool did it 20 billion times better.
Oh.
And it's just pathetic. This. I don't know. What did you think of it, Andrea?
I hated the trailer. I think Franco, it was me and you, Franco, right, when we reacted to it.
Yeah, nothing. Like we were comparing it to the original one, which I haven't seen. But if I had to say which one I'm going to see, I would go for the original one because there's much more. I don't know. It's much more grungy grunginess. It's the darkness of it all. Here it's like, okay, let's Gen Z-fy it.
I mean, the visuals on the original The Crow are just crazy. Like, again, I hate to harp on the same stuff, but the gothic atmosphere, the lighting, and it's just a short clip. Like, it feels lived in, it feels real. It feels like real people. Now, everyone's crazy, and everyone's acting crazy, but even the night scenes in the streets, they look so good, man. And this just feels so bland. And I feel like that's a word I'm going to use a lot today, especially when we get to the review. But anyways.
But it's a shame because Bill Skarsgård he's a very good actor. I mean, we've seen him in Barbarian. Barbarian was really good in it. And plus he has the physicality, and we're looking forward to see him in Nosferatu as well.
100%.
But this, like the clip did nothing for me at all.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Joe, had you watched the trailer for The Crow?
I have. I've seen it in the cinema a couple of times. They played it before a couple of things.
What do you think?
Yeah. I don't think I watched the original Crow when I was like 7 or 8 years old, just because my grandmother happened to have the VHS and thought it was pretty cool back then. Revisited it when I was a teenager, and it's still very cool, as Franco I think pointed out. It's very grungy, and it was in that grunge era. It was 1994. It felt very much part of the same zeitgeist as the majority of art that was coming out at the time. This just doesn't, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really care either way. Agreed.
Moving on to the next bit of Comic-Con news. This I'm excited to talk about because I don't really know a lot of the lore behind it. But safe to say, it looks very, very good. So we got a teaser for Creature Commandos. I remember talking about Creature Commandos one of the first, a long time ago when James Gunn took over at DC. They went through all the projects they were working on, and one of those mentioned
a year
was
ago.
This was just a year ago.
Just
Yeah,
a
wasn't
year
that
ago,
long.
yes.
Oh, it wasn't that long ago.
She's like a really long time ago. Anyways, building on the DC comic movies is none other than the first teaser for Creature Commandos. The animated original series arrives to Max in December. Show will follow Task Force M, which is much like Suicide Squad, but with monsters. Show comes from the mind of James Gunn, and the action comedy features some very out there DC characters you've never seen, and one you have, Weasel. Guys, don't know who got to see the teaser trailer for this.
I did.
Ash,
I
what do you
liked
think?
it. I liked it. It looked very, very cool. To be honest, I do like the DC animated movies and TV shows like Harley Quinn. I really enjoy the Harley Quinn
Yeah,
comedy.
it was good.
And this has sort of the same feel of that, it's sort of that over the top. I like that they got what's her name back as Amanda. What's the character? What's the actress name? I forget her name.
Viola Davis.
Viola.
Right.
She's actually back as. I think they're gonna probably not. She's only gonna be the person who they're not gonna recast or anything. Because first of all, she plays that part great, even in shitty movies. And I like the concept of these monsters and that, and how she always finds a loophole. They can't do Task Force X because they can't get humans, so we just get monsters to do their bidding in it. And it seems fun. I laughed at the trailer. I enjoyed it. I thought it was stylish. And James Gunn knows how to make these groups of crazy idiots into a good movie. He always does.
Exactly. Franco.
I haven't seen it yet, so I have no comment to say. But usually I know DC. This is Max or DC?
Same thing.
I'm pretty much the same
Same
thing.
thing. But the DC animated, like recently I watched something from, I think it was Batman by Gus. No, the Batman, and they did a sort of Lovecraft.
Steampunk. I know
Which
which
was
one it is. Yeah.
very, very, very decent, like enjoyable, and it's always promising when it comes to DC animated. And it looks like Ashley said, whenever there's a Ragtag team involved, James Gunn is sure to deliver.
Yep. Joe, don't know if you have anything to add to this.
I'm fairly excited. I mean, what people know about me, typically more of a DC fan than a Marvel fan. That's what I grew up reading. Batman was always my favorite thing. I'm a very big fan of the DC animated movies. I mean, from stuff like Mask of the Phantasm to The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2, Under the Red Hood, Operation Flashpoint. They're all very, very good in their own right. So, and now that you have someone like James Gunn behind this and the success he had with the Suicide Squad film, where he basically has to kind of do that again, but without the freedom of animation to get even wackier, I think it's going to be very good.
Yep, agreed. I think this looks great, stylish, something I'd watch. Knowing James Gunn is behind it, like Ashley said, he knows how to create a great group of misfits, work together somehow. Looks great, and I'm excited for it. Comes out December. Oh, there's no exact.
I think it says December.
Just December.
So many presents this December. Nosferatu, Creature Commandos.
Yep. Looking good. Now, the next one, I don't think anyone will have much to add about it. Franco, you had shared it in the chat, but I haven't played any of these games, so I really don't know what to add about it. Like a Dragon Yakuza.
I think I saw the trailer. At first I thought, wait, is this a new game? Because I've heard like a Dragon and the Yakuza series, but the series looks quite nice. And it's on Amazon, right?
Yes, Prime Video.
Yep.
So far from what I heard, the live action series being done from like be it anime or be it what was it? Anime? Yeah, it's mostly anime so far. I think this is the first time I've heard of a video game they're doing as a live action. So
I can't think of any others.
and it seems interesting. Even the lighting, there are some good fights. As you know, I'm a very big fan of neon lighting, so it looks interesting. I think you have to, it's worth looking at the trailer as well. We'll see. I'm interested to check.
It's a weird one to take on. I mean, I've never played the game, so from what I know is they've got a very unique tone where they hit that kind of like sort of dark crime thriller element, but they're also quite wacky at the same time as well. It's something I'd love like Takashi Miike to take on, because I think
my God.
he's the only person I've seen that's taken anime and put it into a live action film where it actually worked, where it was with Sword of, oh my God, I can't remember the name.
13 Assassins? No.
No, 13 Assassins was fantastic as well, but it was Sword of something. Oh, I can't remember the name, but it was an anime adaptation. It was very, very good as well.
I'm curious, is it going to be in English?
I think it's in Japanese with English subtitles.
Yeah.
Blade of the Immortal.
Blade of the Immortal, that's it. That's the one. That's the one. Yeah, I really enjoyed that when I watched it.
Moving on. Oh, this I want to talk about. So we've already reacted to the first Penguin trailer, which I thought was fantastic. And I think once more, this second trailer solidifies why the Penguin will probably be, if not the best series this year, probably the second after Shogun. But we did get a new trailer for the HBO original series. The Penguin revealed during the convention. The series will see the titular character working to gain control of the Gotham underworld. Ash, did you have a look at the Penguin trailer?
No, I did. It looks. I got one issue with the Penguin thing, but I'm going to go to the positives first. The trailer looks amazing. It looks like a very, very good crime series.
Whoa! Okay, that's the Penguin really changed or something.
Yeah.
Grew a beard.
That's before makeup, I think.
After makeup.
No, it looks like a really good crime thriller. It looks very much like The Sopranos and that style, and these sort of like mafioso things.
And on the HBO as well.
Yeah, but it's not for me. Like, I can't find the point of it. Like, when I think of Batman and stuff like that, I go the comic style. You know, I find this sort of like more realistic thing not my cup of tea when it comes to superhero movies and that. So, as I said, it's probably going to be an amazing crime movie, but I have no interest in it for some reason.
Joe, what do you want to say to hackers the day after tomorrow?
What about the day after tomorrow?
No. The comment, because Joe, he's asking you to say something. Hackers the day after tomorrow on the comments. You want to tell them something?
No, I'm not seeing the comments. I don't engage with morons. I'm sorry.
Whoop!
Ouch.
I see back Bay Street and that toys. So,
Ouch.
by the way, quick question, Ashley, which is your best Batman series? Comics, I mean.
Ooh,
Comics. It's difficult.
there's so many.
Like, I did like a lot that one. What was it? Husk. I enjoyed Husk.
So,
And I like what's it called? The one where Gotham gets trapped off from the world. No Man's Land.
I think so, yeah. Something like that.
Something like that. I like the concept that Gotham is just a world on its own, and that I enjoy that one.
Husk is the detective one, right? Very detective.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I like those.
I've yet to see like the Killing Joke, like read actually the Killing Joke, and they won.
Killing Joke's fantastic.
Killing Joke's one of the best.
Killer Joe's a
Yeah,
classic.
For
I like
me,
the
it's
ending.
Long Halloween.
Oh
Alright.
yes, the Long Halloween is also
I like that one.
mentioned. Yep.
No,
Anyways.
but, this seems good. It should be good, but it's not. It's for me. It's not the Penguin. It's not the Penguin. I know.
Fair enough. Joe, what do you think about the trailer?
I mean, I like it. I loved the Batman because it did take a lot of inspiration from my favorite run, which was the Long Halloween. But I do also have to agree with Ash a little bit although I do like the realistic take, because I think Batman is quite suited to that realistic take out of probably most superheroes. I would just like to see them just go full on fucking wacky DC for a change with Batman and like have Killer Croc be like an actual just giant crocodile person.
I think, Joe, they're going to do that with the main stuff, with the DCU stuff, the James Gunn stuff.
Because
I hope so.
It kind of needs it now, that refresh. Batman has, for too long, especially since like the Nolan films, been now just the gritty detective and it's realistic and stuff. And I thought there were hints of it in the Batman, like when you see what the Joker looks like in that universe. Definitely the wackiest one I guess we've seen on screen, but I hope they go more into it. I guess with the character of the Penguin, they can afford to go down a more realistic route and then have things get a bit more wacky, but it just depends who they're going to take on next. We know nothing about the second Batman film and who's going to be in it and all that, but we'll see.
Yep, 100%. Franco, don't know if you want to add anything to the Penguin discussion.
No, I'd rather. In a sense, I understand also what Ashley was saying, but it's like, didn't we have Gotham, so to speak, and we had that almost.
Gotham is a bit more wacky, though. No,
it was wacky.
Yeah.
Like you had Penguin, and they actually, especially the last episodes when they gave the full costume and that, so they, but it was a bit serious. But yeah, this is just pure crime. It's like not a Batman thing, it could be normal life, this one, without any superheroes at all.
Yeah, pretty much.
Apparently, it's essential viewing for the next Batman film, this one. Apparently, this series takes place a couple of days after the events in the Batman.
Okay.
And will directly build into that. What's very sad to hear is that the Arkham Asylum TV show got cancelled.
That was cancelled.
Or was it the Gotham PD one? I think they were kind of the same thing.
Yes,
at one point, but they got cancelled,
Which is unfortunate because, the games, I adore the games. Some of my
but
favorite games.
they wouldn't be based on the games, though. They wouldn't
No.
be based on the games. They wouldn't.
But
It's too
by the way,
serious,
Ashley,
the style of it.
I wanted to ask you, did you like the Batman, the Matt Reeves one?
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was really good. But again, I enjoyed it. But as Joe said, I want Batman to be a bit more comic-y at times, a bit more comic book style. But
there was a bit of comic book stuff, to be fair, in the Batman. Like
as I said, I did like it more.
The ramming scene. That was crazy, I think. That's one of the best scenes from that year.
No, it's good. I did like it. But as I said, I would prefer, I'm looking forward to the Batman 2. But this one I can't get involved because for me, I have no interest in it because it's a crime story and that I don't find them interesting, I want a little bit of comic book elements to my TV shows or things like that. If it's based in the comic book world, which this is supposed to be.
I think the Batman. Yes, Joe.
I'm kind of waiting for someone to make a very horror-driven Arkham Asylum-based movie where Batman is just locked in Arkham Asylum, but they're actual monsters and creatures. I think that would be very cool. I don't think we'll ever get that.
I heard one time they were going to do this movie, Supermax. Did you ever hear about the Supermax movie they were supposed to do?
No.
So it was a long time ago. And then it got scrapped. It was basically going to be Green Arrow, and he was going to be trapped in this Supermax prison, and they'd have to escape. And there was all these different, DC villains attacking him, and he had to try and do a prison escape with all this. And it was supposed to be really.
So basically, the Raid but Green Arrow, which is very
yes, especially like that.
You could also have the Raid but Batman in Arkham Asylum,
that's right.
True.
Yeah.
All right, moving on, guys. Hopefully Franco will be back. Don't know what happened there. Next up, we've got the character, Giancarlo Esposito character. So we know that he's going to be playing the leader of the Serpent Society, Sidewinder. Now, I don't know. I know Sidewinder is a gun in Call of Duty, but that's I have no idea who Sidewinder is.
This is like Marvel, way out there. Characters that no one's. I don't know about this character.
Never heard of him. Next up, Thunderbolts. Well, people who were in Comic-Con got to see the first footage for the Thunderbolts. Now, I've been very iffy about this. It does have a very good cast.
But it feels like Suicide Squad.
It does feel like Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
right.
but Boy Scout Suicide Squad.
Exactly. Exactly. But
Then
a
again,
very
some
good
of these
cast.
characters are quite like that guy's an asshole. So, you know, like
mean-
Captain, the fake Captain America is like an asshole. So,
Yeah, Wyatt
Yeah.
Russell.
Mm-hmm.
Did you enjoy that series, Ash?
I didn't mind it. It was an easy watch, but like nothing that it finished and I forgot it basically. It's just most of the Marvel series have been like that to me. Honestly, I watch them, I get quite into them, but like not obsessed with them. And then when they finish, like I sort of forget them. They haven't.
Yeah.
I've been very disappointed with all the Marvel series, to be honest. I haven't. I think the only one I really, really enjoyed a lot is Loki, and the first WandaVision. I liked, but that's it.
Yeah, so that's Thunderbolts. Moving on to Fantastic Four. We get the title for the Fantastic Four. First
Okay,
step.
fine. Sounds stupid.
Yeah.
Why couldn't it have just been the Fantastic Four?
That's why I don't think it needed any subtitle, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's quite
Hollywood loves a subtitle at the moment. Sometimes they like two as well, but like I don't get it. I like the look of the title. It looks it looks like very classic Fantastic Four, so I like that.
Yes. It's set in the 60s, no?
Yes, I saw some clips of it. Someone recorded it of Comic-Con. They showed a little bit in their getting ready for the mission, and the aesthetic is very 60s in that, so it looks really good. And I'm interested. One thing they did say that the Fantastic Four are going to be in the upcoming Avenger movies, so I'm interested how they're going to do it, because this is basically in the 60s. They're in the 60s there. So it's probably going to be a multiverse jump to get back into, are they the proper timeline and that?
Yeah.
Or Frozen or something like that, something like that.
It's the classic Deus Ex Machina that they're going with at the moment.
Yeah.
Exactly. And finally, we get to what everyone wanted to talk about, the Avengers stuff. So, first of all, apparently it seems that Adamantium is coming to the MCU, and that comes from finally someone remembered there was a big celestial body stuck on Earth after the Eternals, and apparently that's going to be addressed. I forgot it was addressed in She-Hulk. Apparently there was like a small poster.
That was just
a
poster in the one of the slide things.
Yeah. That was such a bad series. And apparently it's going to be addressed in Captain America, where I think it's going to actually be one of the main something they fight over. Apparently, it's going to be a main topic. Probably going to do like a resources kind of team in Captain America, and that's going to be, like I said, from the dead celestial body which we saw in the Eternals. So there's that for Captain America. Then we got a change in one of the titles, because we all know what happened with the Kang character and all that controversy and whatnot.
Wait, what happened? Well, I forgot.
We spent whole episodes discussing that. But the next Avengers will be Avengers Doomsday, which obviously will focus on Doctor Doom. And
Which I was excited
for that film, we will have the return of Robert Downey Jr., who, during Comic-Con, made a, pretty hype appearance. And he walked up. I love hearing the one guy mentioning Jared Leto. Mentioning Jared Leto. Jared Leto. And then we see Robert Downey Jr.'s face. But yes, it is going to be Robert Downey Jr. appearing as Doctor Doom. Now, I'm going to surprise you guys. I don't really have an opinion about this. I think it's forced, but I understand what they're going for.
It reeks of desperation. Forced
But I
is
don't have a
another
strong
statement.
opinion. I don't have a strong opinion about it. I'm not like,
Ashley,
what the hell are Marvel doing? What the
yes, Ashley.
No. I'm with you guys on this one. Like, I don't think it's desperation. I don't think it's desperation. I just think, to be honest, there has been comics where Iron Man has turned into Doctor Doom. There has been comics. There's about 4 or 5 different comics where he turned into Doctor Doom. The thing is, I'm not sure about it. I don't know how to feel about it. I think Robert Downey Jr. is a fantastic actor. I think he could be a fantastic Doctor Doom if he wasn't already Iron Man.
Yep.
That's the thing.
So, not only that, but he's not. It's like he's not desperate for roles now. He won an Oscar. He was an excellent antagonist in what's its name? Oppenheimer. Then he had The Sympathizer, which he almost carried the show on his own shoulders with all those characters.
He doesn't need this. To be honest.
He was also very vocal about not wanting to go back to the MCU as well, much like Chris Evans.
But his tone changed, Joe. His tone changed.
Yeah, because they probably threw
Midway.
3 times the amount of money at him.
Exactly.
But do you actually need money when you're that rich? To be honest?
That's exactly my point. Like, I don't think
You'd be surprised, Ashley, that some of the actors, they might be in the contract for that amount of money, but they're not paid that amount of money. Maybe not Robert Downey Jr.
Yes,
of
but
course.
they're still making stupid money, though.
No, still making stupid money. But at the end of the day, it's also at the end of the day, it's really making me nervous.
I do think that maybe this is just me being naive. I think it could be that he actually does want a challenge and wants to do this role, to be honest, because Doctor Doom is an interesting role. He's not the typical villain, He's one of the biggest villains that they have in Marvel. He's probably one of the most famous, more famous than Thanos. Back when I used to read the comics when I was younger, and the main villains of Marvel my mind always used to go to Doctor Doom, or things like that. So it's excited that they've never actually got him properly well done in the movies and that.
Yeah, but that's where I think it's a bit of a waste as well of what I think they're going to do, what I think is the obvious move of what they're doing, which is this is going to be a different universe Tony Stark who happens to become Doctor Doom, which I think is just a waste of the character of Victor Von Doom.
And if they say no, it's gaslighting, basically. Because that's it.
I don't know how audiences are going to separate it, having the exact same person play a different character. And I don't know how you bring that same person back into the cinematic universe without doing something like that.
Then again, the reaction of the people seemed like, whoa! I mean, it seems like
it's Comic-Con. They would do that for anything, to be honest.
Yeah. Because they're nerds, basically.
No, because Comic-Con, you're there, you're there, you have the excitement, you're going to be there, and I think...
Yeah.
I would, if I was there, I would shout as well. Then I think about what I was shouting and say, okay. But with the hype, I understand why people shout. Like, I completely understand.
I'm not sure. I think he could, as I said, I think he could be a fantastic go. The only thing is because he was Iron Man. Because as a character, as an actor, he's a fantastic actor and he could bring a lot of depth to the character. But, because he's Iron Man, I don't know. This is a very weird one. And I would definitely have chosen someone else if it was me. For sure.
I would have gone with Cillian Murphy.
We got it here. We got it here. Episode 82, Ad Lib Podcast. Robert Downey Jr. is going to be a variant of Iron Man who becomes Doctor Doom. We called it here first. And when this is happening, 2025 or 2026? When is this happening?
2026.
We'll come back to this episode in 2026. Mark your calendar.
It just feels as well to me like so rushed, and obviously they had the whole Kang situation that they had to
they need to
kind of fix. I think a way to fix that would have been with the Fantastic Four. You kind of go with that and you go, okay, new start, and now we're going to build up to another big bad. Forget about Kang, forget about people that came before. Start with the Fantastic Four, bring back the fucking X-Men now that you have them. Give those 2 teams 2 separate movies each. Then have them come together and hint at a big bad that's coming and have it be Doctor Doom.
Hello. Yes, it's Kevin Feige. Joe wants to speak to you, Joe.
Fuck, if they cancel everything and do that now, I'm going to demand royalties.
Episode 82, Ad Lib Podcast. Mark your calendars.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that. They've done the announcement now of Doctor Doom. It's only 2 years away as well. How many films
They're
are
not
going
going
to
to change everything again.
in that time? We're probably going to get one Fantastic Four movie, maybe an X-Men one, and
Blade is still going
Blade's
to go
not
out.
happening. Blade's not
never going to
guys.
happen.
Blade does not exist. Spoiler for the Deadpool review. Wesley Snipes said it. There's only one
He
Blade.
literally says it. Then there never will be another Blade.
No.
He literally says it.
He's in the void, and technically he's dead as well. Spoilers. But anyway.
Anyway.
So there's one opinion I have about this, which is I'm upset that we won't get more stuff like the Sympathizer from Robert Downey Jr. because now he's going to be locked up for another bloody 5-10 years, and we get to lose him on other more exciting possible indie projects.
And
Oppenheimer. I mean, Oppenheimer wasn't in the project, but like the Sympathizer.
I will build on that as well. I will build on that for the review.
Anyways, let's get into it, guys. So, viewers and listeners, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get into now.
Like Biden. Anyway.
We're going to get into the Deadpool and Wolverine review, but if you have not done so already, don't forget to leave a like if you are enjoying the podcast. And let us know your thoughts about all these big Comic-Con announcements. It's good to hear from our chat, as long as you are not spamming. Let's get into it. So, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Someone's spamming.
Guys, I don't know who wants to get the review going. That's Ash.
Andrea, can you please show this trailer? Though I sent you a trailer. It's the first Pakistani animated movie.
Where did you send it to me, Franco?
On Facebook. It's called The Glass Worker, and it's interesting, huh?
One second. So, you sent it to me on the Ad Lib Podcast chat, or?
Yes, at the podcast chat.
1 second. Okay, here it comes. Okay,
Sorry, guys,
ready.
but I think it's eToro.
Well, what about it, Franco?
No, this is apparently I just saw it. This guy spent 10 years working on this movie. It's the first Pakistani animated movie, and obviously you can see the whole Ghibli feeling about it.
Very Ghibli.
But I think it's interesting to see that even Pakistan can make an animated movie somehow. Ash, you have to give us the sequel now for Steam, please. Animated.
This looks good. This looks really good. I like the animation style.
Yeah, no. It's obviously I cannot say like it's not Ghibli. But it looks very, very well made and a labor of love. So check it out. Especially, hopefully, if we have Pakistani viewers, kudos to you as well.
This looks great. This looks really good. All right, let's get into it. So, Ash, since you are the guest today,
Okay.
I'm going to leave it up to you to introduce. And you watched it 2 times as well. So
You watched it 2 times, really?
I'm watching it again tomorrow.
Why?
Okay, Mela. Okay,
We're
so I'm gonna get
about to find out.
Okay, I'm gonna get it out of the way. I'm gonna get it out of the way because I know what you guys are gonna say. Mela, okay, as far as a storyline, as far as a really complicated, cohesive, interesting plot, it doesn't have one. It doesn't have one. All right? It doesn't have a plot. The plot is very simple. It's something that even a kid could do. But the thing that pulls this movie, and the reason this movie has made 400 million in just a weekend worldwide, is the 2 leads. The 2 leads have the chemistry. They have a fantastic connection between them. And Deadpool is basically, or has always been, a comedy. Deadpool's always been a comedy. Even on the comics, even in the games, even in that. and the comedy is good in this. Imagine it's a roller coaster of a ride. You just sit down, you enjoy it. Everything for me, everything hit. I've been singing fucking bye 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 all fucking day.
Insane.
You know, the opening credits with that song just are crazy, and it's just fun, man. I've seen every Marvel movie. I've seen everything they've done. Last couple of years, I've been one of the biggest people that have said I haven't enjoyed them. They've been taking themselves too serious. They've been trying to go too big. And with this film, that it's just basically fun. You know, it's all I want. All I want is to go to the cinema and enjoy myself and laugh and have fun with the jokes and the chemistry between themselves. And surprisingly, it did have elements of, you know, soul, and it had elements of heart in it with the connections, and sometimes with what happens to Wolverine and the ending and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, I teared up at the ending. I did. I really, really got emotionally connected to these two characters. I did like how it ended. Yes, as I said, the plot, there's not really a big plot. It's almost like they just said, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, go and have fun. You guys are best friends. Make a movie and just have fun with it. And that's what it is. It's fun. I enjoyed it. And I said, I can't wait to watch it again. I really, really like it that much. But I will admit, for critics, it doesn't have a good plot. It doesn't, you know. It's built on the chemistry of those two leads and on the comedy. And it is. And if you say you didn't enjoy it or you didn't laugh at it, I will be very surprised, because I think it can make anyone laugh.
Joe, what do you think?
I'll agree with Ash on
The scales. It's like
it's okay.
no. Actually, I'm gonna fucking lay down the gauntlet here. I'm gonna surprise everyone over here, because I said it in my own review on my channel. I was ready to hate the living shit out of this film, because I didn't like the trailers. I didn't like that Hugh Jackman was coming back, because I love Logan so much, and that was such a good farewell to that character, and I love Wolverine. I was ready to fucking sink my teeth into this and just be like, this is hot garbage, trash shit, I hate it. I didn't. There were parts of it I actually really liked, and parts of it which have grown on me since then. But the shame of it all is I wanted more of the parts that I really liked, which is probably the opening 15 minutes and the last half an hour. I thought those parts of the film were really genuinely fucking great. Especially that one sequence when you find
the old boy sequence. Oh
I mean, I wouldn't put them in the same sentence ever.
no. But that's the inspiration, right?
All the Deadpools attacking him.
Yes. And I mean, for me, someone who adored the X-Men growing up, like probably my favorite like gang of superheroes that there are, and loving Wolverine. But we didn't mention this at the start, but we are going to spoil the ever-living shit out of this film.
By the way. Oh, yeah.
Joe, before you continue, so viewers and listeners,
This film's getting spoiled.
more or less, this has been spoiler-free so far. From now on, actually, Joe, give your spoiler-free opinion. Franco will give his spoiler-free opinion. I'll give my spoiler-free, and then we can just rip apart with regards to spoilers. So go for it.
I can do that. I mean, I had said in my own review on Letterboxd, it's a line I'm quite proud of, actually. I think the writing, for the most part, in terms of the story, inhales farts. It's fucking terrible. Like, essentially, most of the second act is just exposition dump after exposition dump, and not in the good way where it's Deadpool breaking the fourth wall and being funny. It is characters just giving these long, expansive monologues about things that have happened or need to happen and things that they're going to do. But then the character moments save it. Like, we're looking at this right here. The fight that they have in the car is very entertaining. When those two characters are together and they're allowed to just riff off each other, that's when the film is at its best. When it's trying to tell any sort of story, or at least to me, have any kind of emotional hook, that is where the film fails. Because what this film does is, well, it's doing it. You've done Deadpool 1 3 times now in terms of the arc of what the character is going for, where he's searching for a purpose, and he finds a purpose in this band of weirdos that he loves very deeply, and he needs to kind of cling on to that and save it. He did it in Deadpool 1 with trying to get Vanessa back. He does it in Deadpool 2 with doing basically the exact same thing. And he does it in this with trying to save all of his friends. So it's doing nothing new. And then you can also say, like, do we need Deadpool trying to have this emotional arc? And frankly, we don't. Because if it was, like Ash said, of just fun, and you get rid of all that story shit, I would have been a lot more in. Like, I think personally, and I'm no screenwriter, but I think a better plot for this film would have been you pick up where Deadpool 2 ended, where he's got the time watch from Cable. He tries to go back in time to fix things, but he completely fucks it up and ends up in another universe with this Wolverine, and he's trying to get back to his own timeline. I think that's already a better film than bringing in the fucking TVA and bringing in Cassandra What's-Her-Face and all these other things. There were some cameos, although there were some of them I really liked. One in particular I found hilarious because it's something at the time I was invested in and I wanted it to happen and it didn't, but we'll get to that in the spoiler section of it. But no, I like parts of this film I did really like. I think the jokes, mainly in that second part of the film, that's where they get really stale, but they're good at the beginning and they pick up towards the end. Like Ash, I can't get Bye 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 out of my head because one, banger of a song, and two, very well utilized in that opening sequence. Although now I do see now why James Mangold has a lot of disdain for these kinds of storytelling, because they do kind of take a giant shit on his face in the opening. And a part of me would be like, okay, you could get really offended at that, but like it's Deadpool, it's poking fun, it kind of needs to do that. So parts of the film, for me to conclude, surprised me. I actually do think, overthinking about it, this is better than Deadpool 2, but I thought Deadpool 2 was pretty bad, in my opinion.
Same.
It was just a massive rehash and overall pretty lame. I thought Cable was terrible as well, even though I love Josh Brolin as an actor. But no, parts of it surprised me. It's a total fucking mess for most of the film.
Cable is Thanos, but from another... Sorry, no, I'm just...
They make that joke in Deadpool.
He's another hackers today. He's another hackers today.
Yeah, they make that joke in Deadpool 2. But no, again, was prepared to hate it, don't hate it, enjoyed bits of it, wish it was more of one thing than another. And what I'll come back to as well, what I kind of named my review of, is the MCU saved. I kind of like that this movie doesn't have the answer. And it's just like, at the end of it, this was just Deadpool and Wolverine doing their own fucking thing. And I actually even appreciated, I think the post-credit scene is kind of a big fuck you to nerds that hang around for the post-credit scenes. Because you kind of like, you sit there and you wait and you get the nice montage of those films. And you're going, okay, now we're going to have the thing which is going to tie it to like another film. And it just isn't. And I was like, okay, like, bravo. You made me sit here for an extra 10 minutes for bullshit, essentially. And more fool me in that regard. But no, I think I'll surprise Franco and Andrea by saying I didn't hate this one. I thought it was okay.
No, you didn't surprise me at all, because much of the opinions Andrea and Joe gave in our Ad Lib Podcast chat, I totally agreed with it. Unfortunately, and my spiciest take today is this is not cinema anymore. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it as well. I like Joe, I expected to be like hating it. I did roll my eyes in certain moments, like, please stop making it meta. But then, for example, the last half hour was pretty good, and I laughed out loud. The first bit as well was also quite the bye basically is a great intro. But I actually came out of the movie and I was speaking to the usher. I told him, listen, I am tired of watching Marvel movies in the cinema. I'm not going to go. I'd rather watch this on streaming, because this was like ready to go for streaming. Unfortunately, yes, the writing is shit, but holy shit, like Logan was cinema.
Yeah, but I think Logan's still very much an exception to a rule, though.
True, and listen, I'm not one. It's kind of, I know what the joke about Logan, anyway. I think this goes into the spoilers, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. But yeah, there's a joke, and we'll discuss it. I think there's multiple layers to it. Plus even Deadpool makes another reference towards the end of the movie as well. There were some moments where, like, you remember how many times I told you Star Wars should go horror? Marvel did it before. Because they're like at the end, like the way the villain is done away with is quite horror, I thought.
Fair enough. Even the finger stuff, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
that was
very cool.
That was, I said, why wasn't this in fucking Doctor Strange? Because I was like, where was this? You promised me horror in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and then there was no fucking horror. But that's like when the hand, listen, that was such
even without getting spoilers, even the death when Cassandra killed someone. That was horror.
Yeah.
Oh,
Great stuff,
pure
great
horror.
stuff.
Yes.
But also funny.
Yes.
Well, that's what I said. Like, where was this in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness? Especially knowing that it was Sam Raimi. Something, funny enough, it made me miss Logan and Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
But this is where I totally, like, I told Andrea, he hit the nail on this head. This is no longer a movie. This is just roller coaster ride. I'm not saying don't go watch it. It's popcorn. It's entertainment. It's popcorn entertainment. But I was telling you, I wanted to build up on what you said before about the Doctor Doom thing. If actors are going to be logged into these sort of movies, cinema's gonna die. And I wish these actors were given more liberty to do their own shit, because they're capable actors. Like especially there was that monologue when they fight in the car.
Yeah.
Logan, like Hugh Jackman really acted the shit out of that.
Yeah, it's probably some of the best acting that the MCU has ever seen in that one.
And it was so horrible, but still heartfelt at the same time. Like that's, I wish it was more of that. Like again, this is where I fall on the joke. But if they continue like grabbing actors, locking them in, and not letting them be actors, basically, we're screwed. And especially since I'm genuinely tired of watching. I told Andrea and Joe on the chat, I'm not going to go and watch any more Marvel movies. I wait for them in streaming, and I'd rather go watch long legs in a cinema or something more like what's Nosferatu. You know, something much more not necessarily artsy-fartsy, but something fresh. And that's my opinion then.
So to conclude, and then we'll get into a few spoilers, because obviously there's a lot of cameos to discuss. Like Franco spoiled my opinion, basically. I don't think this is a film. I don't think you can classify this as a film, in my opinion. I mean, it's a roller coaster. It's look who it is. Oh, look, it's that guy. It's look who it is.
No, but
remember him.
To be honest, so I'll get into spoilers because I don't want to continue.
So that's I would be lying if I said I didn't enjoy some of the cameos. I did, and I laughed at some of the jokes. But there is no, for me, watching the film, I turned to my friends midway through the film. I'm like, what? Is anyone understanding the plot? Like, is there a plot? And we were all confused, and like, no one knew really what the plot was. And for myself, who's watched every single Marvel film and every single X-Men movie, I couldn't understand what the hell was going on. Let alone people who haven't watched most of the Marvel stuff and most of the X-Men stuff.
If for example, if you haven't seen Loki, the Loki series, you're going to lose yourself.
And the Loki series, series with the TVA. So there's that. No, there's no distinguishable plot. It's absolutely nonsensical. Nothing I could follow. Something you guys haven't mentioned, and I'm surprised, is it felt really cheap. The film felt really cheap. Visually, I thought that the sets looked really bland.
There was just a lot of wide open space.
Yeah, it's just like bland, grey.
There was once. You're right, and there was one scene in particular. It's the first time we meet Deadpool. Sorry, spoilers. It's sorry.
I mean, Deadpool's in the trailers.
It's in the trailers.
No, okay, no. But the first time Deadpool comes up to Deadpool Prime, why is the frame so empty?
Yeah.
The framing sometimes is a little weird. The void itself looks so boring, so bland.
I'll defend it there and say maybe that's the point because it is the void.
Yes, but okay, fair enough.
Wait, but have you seen the void in Loki? Because the void in Loki wasn't that
was much more exciting. Was much more exciting.
When
more
especially
colorful.
and much more dark. I think there was the at the end of time, right? The castle. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Exactly. That castle at the end of season 1. I bet man. So colorful, so beautifully. But to be fair, there were real directors behind that, not Sean.
By the way,
so.
Keith said Deadpool and Wolverine felt like one long sketch comedy.
Fair enough.
Which is okay for me.
Fair enough.
Sorry, Ashley. Why do we have to watch? Okay, granted, it's one long sketch comedy, but why do I have to watch one long sketch comedy by Marvel and not by Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman? Because it dumbs down the originality. I feel like.
No, but Deadpool movies have always been like that. They've always been like more sketchy and stuff. In fact, some of the comic books are worse. Some of the comic books are really funny. You know, like Deadpool is a parody character. Even like in the games, like some of the games. Like, for example, there's the Lego Marvel superhero game. I was playing it with my daughter, and you see every level, you get Deadpool in the background doing some shit. He's like a parody of himself. So he's always been a comedy a character.
Maybe it's confirmation bias, but what you just said already diminishes the freshness and the originality of the concept. If this has been the thing throughout the comics, throughout games, throughout the movies, it's like beating a dead horse now. And
that's with everything. Batman's always been a Cape Crusader. It's not, Batman's always been the hero and the tough murder.
But the thing what Batman did with the last Batman, what they did was they got back to the roots of him being a detective, made it extremely well grounded in reality, and at least you got something fresh out of it. And even Tim Burton's version, as wacky as it was very original. And I'm feeling. To be honest, I'm not saying that I didn't enjoy it, but I wanted more cinema rather than just a roller coaster ride, if you know what I mean.
I can't agree with it, because I went in. You guys I've said it before. Like you guys know what I like. Like even Bad Boys for me was a fantastic movie.
But Bad Boys Ride, you enjoyed Bad Boys Ride or Die?
I loved Bad Boys Ride. Yeah,
Okay.
That's my style. I like films that are just gonna make me laugh and gonna give me
ADHD movies. Okay.
It's like anything, like even games. Andre, I can tell you, I can't play these games, these open world games and things like that, because I get bored. I need something to boom, 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 and it's done. Things like that.
Okay, so did you like Everything Everywhere All at Once?
No, I didn't watch it. I didn't find the trailers interesting.
This is incredible.
I think you would like it. Ash.
That's extremely up your alley.
I didn't like it, to be honest.
That's probably I like it then.
No, like me and Joe and I, like, we ride for that movie. Andrea doesn't. But again, if you want something blah 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 blah, blah like this, like pam 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 pam, Everything Everywhere All at Once is like that. And
the trailers didn't sell it to me. That's why.
Monkey Man was quite hectic as well, as far as
Monkey Man was very good. Yes.
And for me, that was, for example, that was cinema, because there's a story and the mythology behind it. There's lore. This feels like totally fan service. Even the cameos, as hilarious as they were, the cameos then were sometimes the problem with cameos is they take you out of the movies.
But
like
in this one, I don't agree with it. We're in spoilers now, guys. Fuck you guys. No, because in this one, I felt that the characters, the cameos, were actual characters in the movie. They served the purpose.
I'm going to agree surprisingly with Ash on this. I think that's one of the few positives I have is that the cameos here actually had something to do, minus the whole Henry Cavill part.
No, that one,
and,
no, yeah, that was just a hat. But usually all cameos are like Henry Cavill's. They just show up, they're in the screen for 2 minutes, and then you don't see them again. Here they actually serve the purpose. All right, again, the plot is non-existent, but with the plot that they had, they had to mount the rescue mission. Happy Hogan was putting Deadpool down, crushing his dream. Chris Evans was, there to die and to show how evil, Cassandra is, So they all had a little bit of to do with
You're
stuff,
muted, Joe.
I have to admit, they had made the Chris Evans part. As soon as I saw his face, I was just like, "Oh fuck!" Like Captain America's here. Like, no way.
And,
He doesn't play him on, and I'm just like, "Okay, got me. Very good."
I laughed at that.
that was good. Yeah, that was
That
good.
was very good. But my favorite cameo, though, is someone who was invested in these things when I was very young, and who very much wanted this movie to be a thing and wanted the actor to be a thing in it. Was Gambit, yeah. Channing Tatum as Gambit was fucking hilarious. The accent was like so bad, but almost perfect.
That's supposed to be Quebecois French, right?
It's going to be Cajun.
Who?
It's going to be Cajun, like New Orleans, Louisiana.
God.
Yeah.
It's fucking so good.
Ah,
And also,
Rebel
I love Gambit. Like now it's tough to think of any other Gambit because X-Men 97 made the best fucking Gambit arc I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yep.
But no, when he walked in, I was half expecting Ben Affleck Daredevil. I also would have been very funny as well because Electro was there. But when he walked in as Gambit, I was just like, holy shit, how did they pull this one off?
They gave him a comic accurate suit as well.
Yeah, that was a film for those that don't know. That was in production. It was like one of Channing Tatum. Yeah, Channing Tatum, like it was like one of his dreams to be Gambit. He got a producing partner to get it off the ground, and it just died.
Yep. It says here.
In fact, that's why in the film, if you notice, he keeps saying like for heroes who have never had the spotlight and like
and their ending, yeah.
And also,
But the
how
thing-
the fuck they got Wesley Snipes back?
Yeah.
Yes.
And because
yes.
he hated Ryan Reynolds on Blade Trinity as well.
Mm-hmm.
He was very, very open about that.
But I this what I liked. It's like I'm the only Blade, and then Deadpool gives a look like that was a good job. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
There's only one Blade. There's only ever going to be one Blade.
He's absolutely right. I've been saying it for over a year. Blade with Mahershala Ali is not going to happen, guys.
Oh, he looks good. He looked really good. I thought how old is Wesley Snipes now?
He's got to be in his 50s now, I'd say.
No,
He looked really good.
60s now.
Really?
He looked really good. I wouldn't
Wesley-
mind another film by Wesley Snipes.
Wesley
as
Snipes.
Oh, he's
age-
61. 61.
I really wouldn't mind it at all to have him as Blade again. Have a look.
I don't think he'd do it.
I don't think
He's
they'd
done
do
with
it.
that.
No way would he do it. No way would he do it. But he looked really good.
Yeah.
The
And
thing I
the-
like
and
about
the
the
film-
cameos, guys, just to add this, then Ash, and then you
No
can
worries.
go ahead, is that even in the battle sequence, I like that they gave everyone something to do. Now, to be fair, it could have been any 100,000 other cameos, but at least we saw Gambit in action, we saw Wesley Snipes doing his thing, we saw Jennifer Garner doing her thing, we saw all of them doing their thing, as Elektra, as Blade, so that's probably one of the few positives I had from this film, to be honest. Ash, you were going to say?
No, you actually read my mind. I was going to say, even in the battle sequence, I like that they gave them moments to shine. Like even the cards exploding, the things, all the Wesley Snipes cocking his pistol, as he shoots. Like
Yes.
throw back to them.
I think you guys might disagree with me. I don't think we needed X-23.
As an emotional hook, I think we needed.
But
that.
that comes back to my main problem with Wolverine is that we've just done the exact same thing that we've always done with Wolverine on the big screen, which
100%.
Which is the shame because like you've done all this big multiversal stuff and he's from another universe. But am I really going led to believe that this Wolverine, who is the worst Wolverine, is just every Wolverine that we've ever seen?
Plus, Plus, to add on that, like when they said it started with the Logan, they started like he digs up his body. For me, I understand James Mangold. I understand he was a bit offended, but I think the joke has multiple layers because it is like Marvel is like taking a body and basically like use it as a puppet to revive something. We just saw it happening with Robert Downey Jr. bringing this actor back to do another character who supposedly is not Tony Stark, but we know in the hearts of our hearts it is going to be Tony Stark. And even at the end, like he makes a quip about it. Deadpool is like, yes, you're going to play this character for 90 years, which is worrisome, to be honest. Very, very worrisome. I felt it.
I think it's just a joke, to be honest.
I personally don't think that Hugh Jackman is coming back into the MCU in a big way.
No, I think he's just going to be like a cameo bits and things like that. Maybe if the Avengers, they might have like one scene or something like the Guardians had, like just little bits and things like that. Deadpool and Wolverine will not be the stars of Avengers or anything like that.
I just want all new X-Men, please.
Yes.
But okay, I think this is a question for both you, Joe, and Ashley, since you are into comics. Don't you think there's a moment where a story should end?
Yes.
Knowing how
should have been Logan.
Which part? For me it's Logan as well.
I don't mind that because I've always wanted because off screen, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are big friends.
Yeah, of course.
And in the comics there have been team ups with Wolverine and Deadpool, and we've never actually seen it on the big screen. That's why I was excited about it, because even the games and that they've had numerous team ups over the years, so it was fun to actually see it. And if it didn't actually happen, I would have been a bit disappointed that you never actually saw them when you have two great actors who, Wolverine is Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. So it was nice to see them as actually team up for once,
No, that's where I agree and disagree with you. Like, I would have liked it a lot more, again, if it was a fresher Wolverine. Because I think Hugh Jackman he acts the living shit out of this entire film.
He does great.
He's fantastic. And my favorite scene is that long one-take fight scene. But the best moment in that is finally, it was like the 8-year-old in me was just like, holy shit, I got to finally see this. Is Wolverine fully suited up with the mask on.
With the mask
fucking going to town on everyone.
Did your cinema explode when he put on the mask? Because the midnight premiere went crazy when he put on the mask.
You could feel everyone's buttholes tighten when that happened.
Yeah.
I was shouting in that scene as well. So I was shouting.
No, for me, the cinema. This was a Monday screening. The cinema wasn't as full. So I didn't hear buttholes clenching and shouts. So unfortunately.
Yeah, and the suit looked great as well.
So, I was on the fence about it, but the more I think about the suit, is like, it's quite decent.
No, it's great. It looked good.
Decent. Very.
It contradicts everything that they've been saying for 20 years that it wouldn't work on screen. It worked.
No,
100%. I had a few more comments, guys, to add about the visuals. Do you agree on the visuals being a little bland?
No, it's bland.
They were a little bit.
It is. It gave me the feel, which it shouldn't have. It gave me the feel of the first two Deadpools. Now, the first two Deadpools were made on a budget. They were, especially the first one. It always had this lower budget. But because they had the Marvel money, I was expecting a bit more.
I think this is 300 million. No, this is a 300 million.
200 million.
200 million? Okay.
Deadpool 2 is 80, and I think Deadpool 1 was like 30.
Yes, which
50,
is
something
perfect.
like that.
Which is perfect.
So I expected more with that budget.
$1
Godzilla -1. Deadpool 3.
Yeah. No, but Godzilla -1, every single film he is destroying with the special effects that they did.
Yeah, it's an exception to a rule.
You can't do that. One thing I want to add I know we mentioned it with the Bye Bye Bye. I love the music in this film and how they incorporated the music. Every single time they did a different song, the scene popped out with that music.
Take me by the hand, take me somewhere new. I love it.
That's my biggest gripe with this film. I don't know if you guys have
No.
No. It will surprise you again. It was just I thought I had a funny thought, so I decided to send it into the void of Twitter, but I also shared it on my Instagram. Where I said, Deadpool Wolverine was actually fine. I said, but my biggest problem with it is that those Gen Z kids are going to hear Avril Lavigne's "I'm With You" and they're going to be like, that's a song from Deadpool 3. And I said, frankly, that's disrespectful to my OG girl crush.
That song brought so many memories of me listening to Avril Lavigne playing Call of Duty.
Because Joe was the OG skater boy. That's
exactly. That song was about me.
I think everyone had a crush on Avril Lavigne back in the day, man.
100%.
100%. I actually one of the needle drops that I liked was Like a Prayer.
That was
I love Light of Fear. Was fantastic.
That brought goosebumps to me, honestly.
Even at the end, right at the end, when the shirt comes off and the abs like that. And you have to admit that was hilarious, like Deadpool looking at his abs.
No, actually, that was one of my laugh out loud moments when he was like,
he got his shirt off at last. He was making.
You know what moment made me explode? Well, I don't know if you guys exploded at this moment, but it really got me for some reason, and it only seemed to get me in the theater I was in. Is in the last moments with Nice Pool before he's frankly obliterated. Is when Deadpool Prime is like a regular fourth wall break, and he goes, "Hey, I can do the fourth wall break reference too." And he just looks at the screen, he just goes, "The proposal." That killed me for some reason. You could have picked any Ryan Reynolds film. You pick that one.
Yeah, I like the music, everything. Even at the end when they both come out, he has risen, and I don't want to.
By the way, did you like Matthew McFadden? I actually
I really liked Matthew McFadden.
I really liked Matthew McFadden.
Very goofy, tonally perfect, I think, for what they were going for with this film. I think he was great.
I didn't think he as a character needed to be there, or the entire organization, but I thought he was good.
And Emma Corrin, what do you think? I love Emma Corrin. She's a great actress. What do you think about her in this film? She deserved a bigger role, I believe. She's such a talented actress, man. I think she deserves so much more.
Yes and no, because there were moments where okay, she's creepy, especially when she plays around with
the fingers.
Paradox. Yeah, with the paradox scene was amazing, and then other times was like.
I want to see her in a serious film. I want to see her in a serious film where she's a real villain. I think she would act the hell out of it. She won an Emmy for The Crown. She was incredible in The Crown. She was so good. Lady Diana. She was Lady Diana.
Wait, so who was Debicki then? Elizabeth Debicki.
She was another.
She was the younger Lady Diana. Then Elizabeth Debicki was the older.
The Crown is following the recent trend in Hollywood, where it's also a multiverse, and they just get loads of different people.
Yeah.
That's why you have at one point Josh O'Connor as Charles, at another point it's Dominic West.
And you got Matt Smith over there.
Yeah, Matt Smith was there as well.
So the one universe where Lady D didn't lose her head. Sorry.
Oh my god.
But Emma Corrin is a seriously talented actress. I really want to see her in a real film.
And I did like the horror, as we said in the, as he said, it did have that, especially when Chris Evans gets his skin
honestly, please give me more. For example, there is a. I don't read the comics, but I like reading the storylines on Wikipedia, just like Destiny. But there is a great storyline where Peter actually transforms into a spider. That would be, I think, seeing it going into that direction. I'm sorry, Ashley, I know it would be that's one movie I won't see. But oh my God, that's an amazing. That would be an amazing.
To be honest, I think there's potential with the Marvel zombies that's gonna come out. That could be a good one, you know.
But
If
that's
they
a
do it
series.
well.
That's a series, right? Not
That's a
I think it's a
series. That's a
series.
series. Yes.
But if they do it well, it could, it could.
Is it going to be a kids series
No,
or
no, it's gonna be R-rated.
horror?
This is gonna be
Ooh,
horror.
nice. Yes.
Or if
Well,
not
that's
R-rated, quite gory. 'Cause it's-
إن
Good.
ملا إن شاء الله أشلي ملا إن أشلا.
It's funny. Once upon a time, Venom was going to be an R-rated, horror-driven film.
Yeah.
Look how that turned out.
Should have been. It did make a lot of money though, so there's that.
Yes.
It did make a lot of money.
I mean, yes.
By the way, what is quick reaction about Venom 3, Ashley? The trailer.
It didn't impress me that much,
Okay.
Are you a fan of the previous two?
I didn't mind the previous two, like the second one a bit less, but I did actually like the first one. I'm gonna be honest. What I like is the interaction between Eddie and Venom. I love when it's them two bantering off each other. For me, that's fun, Then when it gets sidetracked with all the other shit and that, I find it okay because I like the banter between them, like the inner. Hassel like calling him a pussy and then the thing like doing I like that bit. But then the storyline it sort of lacks and stuff like that. Especially Carnage. I thought Carnage should have been much better, a much better villain than he was.
Okay.
I have a question I'll float to all of you, but mainly to Ashley. Of the cameos that we got, who is a cameo that didn't appear who you most would have liked to see? Because me and a friend of mine were talking about this, and we both decided on one which would have been crazy to see in this.
I wanted Nick Cage, Ghost Rider.
That would have been very cool. Nick Cage Ghost Rider would have been very good.
Oh yeah.
That's a good. That's a good one.
That's
a good one.
Completely forgot about that.
Anyone, Andrea?
I thought there were going to be more X-Men in it, to be honest. I thought there were going to be more.
They've done like the McAvoy ones in Deadpool 2, where they're all.
Yeah,
true. I thought there was going to be more like Magneto to give them their like last hurrah.
Yeah, Ian McKellen Magneto would be pretty cool. But guys, there's one that we're missing. And
Daniel Radcliffe as Patch. I wish there was Daniel Radcliffe as Patch. Honestly.
Yeah, one we're all forgetting, and this is, I think, quite out of left field. How funny would it have been to have seen Eric Bana Hulk from the Ang Lee movie?
No.
Could they show that version?
Yes, it's more.
Yes.
They did it. To be honest, Blade wasn't even part of the Fox thing. It was
exactly.
New Line, and that's so they could just.
Yeah,
Well, can I be the outlier here? I didn't mind the Eric Bana Hulk for it.
When was the last time you watched it?
It's terrible.
I watched it when it came out, so
That film is fucking wild.
Even when it came out, it was
Doing that
terrible.
film.
I saw it when it came out. I liked it. I
Yeah,
don't
so like
understand the hate.
nearly
So
30 years ago now.
20 years ago. So there you have it.
I liked it as well, but I liked the original Fantastic Four as well. So
I didn't mind the original Fantastic Four.
There's
I thought
that.
it was good. Campy.
No, I'll check it out again just in case. But for example, I really enjoyed. There was the moments where there were the comic strips. This is like
So weird.
so weird. Okay, I mean,
Such a weird film.
this was like I think. Lallo, sorry, this is very left field, extremely left field. I'd like to see Michel Gondry direct a Marvel movie.
Whoa.
Extremely left field, because he did a really particular sequence, despite it not being a great movie. There was the movie with Seth Rogen. What was it? Wasp, the Green Hornet.
Oh, the Green Hornet.
All right,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
And there was one particular sequence which was quite amazing, like where you see there was a thing that's just being passed around.
Yeah, that film was definitely very stylish, but it was not very good.
Yeah, but as if we want something full of style and fresh, and maybe even if the plot was not very good, I think.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a Michel Gondry Deadpool?
If we're talking stylish and weird and something that should have been cool to see, if we got more of Noah Hawley's Legion.
Ah,
Which was if Wes Anderson did X-Men.
yeah, it's true. The
Or
Legion,
even
with that Steve, what's his name?
Dan Stevens.
Dan Stevens, yes.
Yeah.
Or
haven't watched
but I
it.
wanted the what's his name, Motherfee? Oh, the guy who did Shaun of the Dead. He was gonna do Ant-Man.
Oh, Edgar Wright, yeah.
Yeah, I think that would have been
yes.
good.
Yeah, that is. I told them that is one like regret, I don't know if there's a word of a regret, not regret of not seeing that movie done.
There is a multiverse where that film happened. There is definitely a multiverse. Well, guys, to conclude, because it's it's more than 10:30. Final comments, Ash. Final comments on Deadpool and Wolverine and rating.
Mela, I loved it. As I said, I've seen it twice. I'm gonna go watch it again. It's my film of the year. I'll give it 5 out of 5. I know, as I said, I know it's got a shit plot, but it gave me everything I want from a character who is one of my favorites, as you can tell, one of my favorite Marvel characters of all time. Yeah, I just loved it. I love seeing Deadpool on the big screen, especially with him and Wolverine interacting. It's all I wanted. The music was great. The comedy was there. The action is great. I'm so excited to watch it again. I really am excited to just go watch it again. That's how much I enjoyed it.
By the way, hello, Bruce. You're joining us
Hi,
at the
Bruce.
end. But he made a real interesting comment. Want to see a Damien Chazelle Superman. I think that's a genius idea.
Whoa.
I think that's a genius idea. I really like that.
Whoa.
I like that a lot.
This idea gave me whiplash.
I like that. I don't care. I think that's a genius idea.
Holy
Yeah, but I
shit.
mean,
I would love a Damien Chazelle Superman.
I mean, we know how I feel about Babylon, so I'll watch anything that Damien Chazelle does. So.
Yeah. Joe, final comments about Deadpool and Wolverine and everything?
I'll say I'm doing my very unusual thing of not condemning like the Marvel lovers, but I did say in my review on my channel, people who like this stuff, and especially people that like Deadpool, and he is one of their favorite things, will love this movie, and it is evident here with Ash, and a friend of mine also found this to be basically a perfect Deadpool film, and I can't take that away from anyone. I was surprised by my own reaction to it, and I thought, again, I still think it's better than Deadpool 2. I wish there were more bits of it that I liked, but I mean, I kind of settled on my rating on Letterboxd on a 3 out of 5. It's a total fucking mess if I'm looking at it like objectively. But then I also have to, like, having read a bit of Deadpool when I was younger and liking the Deadpool and Wolverine arc, I get it at the same time. So
Fair enough. Franco, final comments?
So I agree with Joe. This is not a movie for me. Doesn't mean that I hated it, but doesn't mean that I loved it. This is a movie. This is a movie that, like a movie. This is a film that people like Ashley, who are good, like they know all the lore about the comic stuff and the Marvel stuff, that they will lap up. They will eat and leave no crumbs, basically. Unfortunately, opposite, like. Unlike Joe, this movie made me say, I'm not going to watch another Marvel movie in the cinema. I'll wait for it on streaming, watch it together with my dad, spend some time with him. Because for me, it's no longer cinema. It's just roller coaster. And we need, that's a bit of a like question mark, and I hope I'm wrong. So for me, it's a 3 out of 5 as well. And on Letterboxd, I said this movie was like 3 shrugs and okay.
So my final comments are that for me, again, I'm going to repeat it. I don't think it's a film. I don't think this can be classified as a film. I think it's a roller coaster. For what it's worth, I laughed a few times here and there. I didn't laugh all the time. I thought some of the meta humor became a little bland and like overdone, especially the whole Fox thing. Like, okay, we get it. Fox is there. Okay, we get it. Okay, Jesus, come on, say a different joke. After 1 hour, I was like, Jesus Christ, if they make another Fox joke, I think I'm going to leave the cinema. I didn't really enjoy the first half of the film, minus the first bloody action sequence at the start, which was good. Once the exciting cameos started to come in, I'd be lying if I'd say I wasn't excited to see pretty much all of them. So there's that. I enjoyed the cameos, and like I said, I enjoyed the way the cameos were inserted into the story. Visually bland, sets felt cheap, uninteresting. Most of the action was pretty much pointless because you've got 2 main protagonists who cannot die, so there's zero tension there. The ending made me a little emotional, but not because of this film, because of, especially when it comes to Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and all that character has been through and all we've seen from that character. That was what made me feel emotional. To the film's benefit, it is self-aware about all its issues. It's self-aware about all the how long it is. At one point, he says, "Home run." What was it? Home run, folks. So it's self-aware, but the issues are still there. You've still got a very poor screenplay, in my opinion. You've still got a story which makes no sense. You've still got a film which survives because of what's come before it, not because, in my opinion, the film itself is not a great film. So it has a lot of issues. Again, I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy it. Parts of it. I enjoyed I'm going to say the whole old boy action sequence. I enjoyed the soundtrack. I thought the soundtrack was great. Great music, perfect for a millennial like myself. I left the cinema telling my friends it's a 3 out of 5, but the more I thought about it, the more I felt negative about it. And I'm going to reduce it to a 2.5. I think I had an okay time. I don't regret going to watch it. But it has too many issues for me to give it anything higher than a 2.5. I think some of the performances are great. I think that, like I said, Hugh Jackman, you said it, fantastic actor. I can't wait to see Hugh Jackman acting in real films again. Like he had a recent one, Bad Education. He was great in that. Really good film. Yeah. Check it out. Fantastic. As a teacher myself, I loved watching that film. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Emma Corrin in great stuff as well. So it's a great cast. Ryan Reynolds, I'm not the biggest lover of Ryan Reynolds. I don't think he's a great actor. I think he acts as himself in every film, and that's his whole shtick. I'd love to see him take a different take in a different film, to see a bit more variety in his acting chops. I'd love to see that. So it's a 2.5 out of 5 for myself, and that's my final opinion.
Ashley, you have the story for your video nasty. You're gonna go and kill Andrea. We have an agreement on the podcast.
I think we have an Ad Lib podcast first here, where I like a Marvel film more than Andrea does.
True. That's
true.
For some reason, I feel sick right now.
It's been a while though, Joe. Since you haven't watched a Marvel movie in ages, it's been a while since. I think I really like Multiverse of Madness, for example. But I'm biased because I love Sam Raimi. I'm so biased.
Yeah, I didn't like that film that much.
It's the least Sam Raimi movie that exists.
Even Ashley, I agree.
I really like that film. I'm so biased. And I really liked the Wakanda Forever as well. I really like that film as well. I thought it was a great film.
I haven't seen it.
I thought it was so tastefully done.
No, it was nice because of the whole thing. But I found it very forgettable. Like I left the cinema and I forgot it all straight away. It didn't stick.
Parts of it, yes. But I saw people crying. I saw so many people crying in the cinema that day. I've never seen that many people cry in a cinema.
Nerds will cry at anything.
and I saw people cry. I saw someone who hasn't watched a single Marvel film, who was with me, hasn't watched, I think, a single Marvel film and was crying as well. So there's that.
That was because of the thing.
But obviously, there's a lot of baggage coming into the film. But guys, I think we can conclude the podcast here. We've gone past the 2-hour mark. Thank you so much to Ashley for joining us. It's been
thank you for having me.
Great podcast. I think you joined in the perfect podcast, in the perfect episode. Ash stars, Comic-Con, Deadpool and Wolverine, like it fit perfectly.
And it's a good time to plug his own podcast, Multiple.
100%. So let me bring it up on screen.
All things comics. I think it's the only podcast that does this.
We're trying to do lots of pop culture. So we get, as we said, next Wednesday we have an actor coming on, Jean. Sometimes we get people who collect toys, some people who video game professionals. Sometimes we get people who love movies. We're gonna get Bruce come over sometime to tell us a bit about directing. We try to focus on a lot of different things.
Zop, sorry.
If you give me a role in your movie, then yes, I
was going to say after this last 2 hours, I don't think anyone from the Ad Lib podcast is going to be asked on to Multipop after this.
I gave it a 2.5. No, it's a 5 out of 5.
No, we're trying to do it. And the one thing we do is we try to do it in Maltese. When we've had a guest come over.
I definitely can't come
speak. No, but I was going to say no. But if they speak English, we have to obviously, like we've got one episode when this guy didn't know how to speak Maltese. We did it. We had to speak English to him, and then we had one person who was Pepe, James Ryder, and he spoke 75% English, and I kept saying Bil Malti James, Bil Malti James. Fuck you, James. So yeah,
That's why he didn't get elected.
Madonna, speaking Maltese. Yeah. I find it really weird speaking about this stuff in Maltese. I don't know how to speak about this stuff in Maltese, honestly.
I don't.
I speak Maltese, I speak Maltese, but I find it very weird speaking about cinema, speaking about comics in Maltese. It doesn't feel right for me. I don't know why.
No, being in one of the episodes, I'm still editing it, by the way, Ashley. I was surprised by how well versed they are, and they're really well versed. Like if you look nerds under the dictionary, you see Malta Pop, and that's a compliment. That's a compliment, please note. Okay, so anything comics, anything pop culture, do follow Malta Pop. Thank you, Ashley, for coming.
Thank you,
100%.
Thank you, guys.
And Mr. Joe Paolella.
Yeah.
That's his own.
Yes, go follow my tiny channel.
Channel?
Make his channel grow, guys, because he has been very consistent. He's making like the last review was amazing, especially with holy shit, 1,000 views on Bike Riders. Well done, man.
Yeah, but for some reason the Inside Out 2 review popped off with nearly 3,000.
Well done.
Yeah,
Well done.
Maybe people felt bad at the fact that I went to go watch that on an afternoon surrounded by children and I was just alone.
That doesn't help the rumors, Joe. Sorry. Oh my god.
Did you watch the TikTok? Sorry, Joe.
I'm having fun doing the channel. It's very much a passion project for me. It's not to try and become an influencer or anything close to that. It's because I enjoy the process.
Nice one.
And you guys
see it?
So it's fun to talk about films.
Joe loves
That's fun.
Did you see the TikTok? There was a TikTok that made me laugh. Let me check out what my old favorite YouTuber is up to. And then the first video pops up and it's like, I'm sorry guys, I didn't know she was 12. Made me laugh so much after the whole Dr. Disrespect and the Mr. Beast
Dr.
controversy. Oh God, it made me laugh so much.
Oh god.
Good stuff.
Cool.
And Franco, want to plug anything, Franco?
Nothing much, but maybe Video Nasties. Do check it out, guys.
Yes.
And hopefully there should be also a channel full of Maltese shorts soon enough. So that's something to look forward to.
Yes, definitely.
Also taken care of by Bruce, if he can chime in. If not, it's fine. We can plug it in the next episode. Otherwise, do follow us, give us a like, comment. Don't be a hacker, please. And that's it so for now.
Good stuff, guys. So, to all the viewers and listeners, hope you enjoyed the podcast. I had a blast. This was a great episode. It's really, really fun. Lots of viewers as well, which was good to see. And if you have enjoyed the podcast, please make sure to leave a like and leave a comment. Comment about what you enjoyed. What do you think about Deadpool and Wolverine? Let us know in the comment section below. And with that, see you guys next time on the Ad Lib Podcast. Ciao, ciao.